Good people, how are we doing today? How are we doing today? Listen, you guys can be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here, and I appreciate it. Listen, I know we're trying to do some stuff with the technical difficulties, but I promise y'all, we're working on this. Okay, we are working on this as best as we could. So please work with us on it as we find reasonable solutions here. If you guys have any ideas or solutions at all, and I'm talking about the glitching thing that we're experiencing, because I'm trying to, it's not the cables or anything like that. So we definitely got to find other reasons to why. But hey, listen, we build it while we fly. The fact that we even got to this point with you guys' help, like, this is crazy to me, right? I'm excited for it. So we're gonna keep getting further. It's gonna take a lot of work, but we will get there. How are we doing today, folks? All right, because today we're gonna be unleashing some stuff today. All right, because we came across debate that happened between Donovan Sharp and our very own, yes, Alex. Okay, Alex from Playing with Fire. For those of you guys who are in the chat, probably already know him. All right, for those of you guys don't, all right, I highly suggest at some point in time after the show, go ahead and check him out. All right, because he hosts some pretty interesting debates, and I think a lot of young men out there can really benefit from. All right, but this particular debate that he and Donnie Boy had, where they were talking about cheating, right? And this is one of the biggest topics that has been talked about in the manosphere, right? Or not the topics, but the talking points. And the talking points is women cheat and men just have sex, right? That's one of the biggest talking points you see a lot of these guys pretty much spew out there. And there's been a lot of confusion as to what that means, right? What do you mean by, it's women, guys cheat and women what are you talking about? Women just women cheat and guys just have sex. Like, what are you talking about, right? If the guy's having sex but it's outside the relationship and not to the knowledge of the woman, then won't that mean that the guy's cheating too? So, I mean, he's not just having sex, that he's cheating, right? Because that logic, guys, that logic just never made any sense to me, people. All right, it just never made any sense to me. So I'm glad that we actually had a debate on that, and Donnie Boy was the one that basically facilitated all that along with Alex. So shout out to you. I appreciate it. We'll talk. But here's the thing. Even though that debate happened, you guys, listen, I probably would have done this video if it wasn't for a couple things, right? And a couple things being that there were things that were said that kind of exposed a lot of the thinking within this space, right? Hold on. Hold the freaking door right there. All right. What I'm talking about is certain talking points that guys like you and me, girls in the chat, all of us who are pretty much rational thinking people, we've kind of had a hunch for, right? Like, hey man, some of the things you talk about, I'm gonna have to check you on that. Like, where is that coming from, right? And for the longest time, because we've existed in this echo chamber, right, and a lot of people didn't really question where a lot of these things come from, it was kind of just like a open, laissez-faire kind of deal, right? Donovan Sharp says it on his stream. Hey, everyone knows, okay, dude. All right, dude. Everyone knows that, okay, men have sex and women cheat. Okay, dude, come on, dude. All right, dude, come on. All right. So when he says that stuff, everyone knows. Everyone knows. We've always wondered, well, what in the hell does that mean? Like, what do you mean everyone knows? Because everyone but like, the rest of society, right? Everyone except for, people who live in the real world knows, because we're still trying to find the answers to where you get your stats from, bruh. We're still trying to find the answers to where you get your facts and feelings from, right? Or the facts over feelings, right? And come to find out, this was so brilliant about this stream. What this stream basically exposed is that No, 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 no. This guy's worldview about women, about dating, particularly when he's talking about men have sex, women cheat, comes from Reddit posts, reading Reddit posts, right? And watching the women on Fresh and Fit. No, no. Guys, I'm not. I promise you, I'm not trolling. Okay, I'm not Donnie Boy. I'm not trolling. I'm not trying to troll. This man literally just said. He literally said, and we'll play the video. We'll play the full thing so there's no confusions there. Right? We'll play the full thing so there's no confusions. This man literally said that the reason why the data, empirical data, as he phrased it, that he wants to point to is the women he observes on Fresh and Fit and goes on Kevin Samuels, which for those of you guys who already know, there are already some certain things that could be misconstrued with that, because we know the kind of women that kind of go on Kevin Samuels' show, right? A lot of them, they actually go on there, some of them with good intentions, but the vast majority of them that has gotten this show to be as popular as it is, the reason why they come on there is because they're getting ready to try to hand Kevin Samuels the business, right? But then in their infinite wisdom, what ends up happening is they get exposed. And realistically, a lot of these women, nothing's really stopping them from going on there. It's just that they want to do it because some of them like the exposure. Same with the women in Fresh and Fit, right? The women with Fresh, they go on Fresh and Fit. Hell, right? You guys are talking about this whole thing with them being racist. Oh, you know, they hate black women, right? Which is fine. And there's plenty of evidence to kind of make that argument. But then you got to ask the question, why do women like that continuously visit platforms like that, right? So you got to understand there's an underlying motivation when it comes to those things. And that underlying motivation, once you start to figure it out, is, well, hey, some of these girls that do it, hey, they got OnlyFans. Some of them, they just want to make some money. So they don't care about the racism. They don't care about all the other stuff. They just want to go on there. That's what we know about those type of girls, right? The girls that would basically they're okay and they're used to dealing in toxic situations or coming from toxic situations, right? That is your sample size for dealing with women. But it wasn't just only that, right? It was not just only that, because there were also some other things that were exposed there too. But also, which was one of the main things, was how Donovan Sharp views relationships, like how he genuinely views relationships, right? And what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and start. Can y'all hear me? By the way, I just hope I did not go on a goddamn. Let's do a sound off check real quick. Let's do a sound off check, guys. Let's do a sound off check. Put a 1 to chat right now if you guys can hear me. I want to make sure you guys can hear me because y'all definitely want to hear this. There's a couple of videos that we're going to be exposing. Let me see. Oh, man, I don't see anything. I may have just been talking to myself. Okay, perfect. I see the ones coming through. All right, damn, bro. Like, I almost had a heart attack just now. I was like, I did not just spend over 13 minutes talking, and none of us heard everything what I just said. Listen, it's a work in progress. Like I said, new studio, thanks to you guys. All right, you guys look at the full scope of it, right? We're not even done. The shit goes all the way up there. We still got to figure out how to get some shit up there, right? You know, get some stuff going, but we're growing. We're growing because of you guys and the support that we've been getting. So let's go ahead and keep it going. But I appreciate y'all. Hey, we got to work on this little glitching thing, but it's not the cables, guys. We're racking our brains here. Don't worry. We got some of the best great value minds on the case right now. So you guys don't have to worry. But before we even get to the meat and potatoes of a whole story, guys, I want y'all to please do us a freaking solid, because I've been noticing something about y'all. Right? Not necessarily all of you guys, but some of y'all who just come here. All right, listen, if you're not going to hit the like button when you're watching the video, why watch a free video? Like, seriously, man, we take the time. We want you guys to have great content, good laughs like you guys are going to have today. What's wrong with just hitting a simple like button? Like, real talk, like, just hit the like button and it's going to be awesome, right? You hit the like button, the show gets pushed out to more people, right? And guess what? It shows that you appreciate what's going on here, because it's literally the most basic thing you can do to support your favorite content creator. All right? Just hit the like button. All right, we don't have to keep doing this because I know that some of y'all some great values over here. Some of y'all, all right, not all y'all, some of y'all like to watch, but don't like to take that extra step to hit that like button. And I get it. We start the show, we go in, right? The nukes, they come right on out, ready to go, slinging. But we got to get the likes up, right? You already see the power, the support that y'all got. This is the power to support, man. Every single ounce, super chat, like, subscription. This is what it all fed to, and it's going to be fitting into stuff that's going to be growing, helping this channel grow bigger with different styles of shows, different style of content, different style of, just different style bringing into the space that is definitely needed, and adding quality. Not right now, right? Because we got to fix the discount glitching, but it'll get there. It'll get there. And it starts with just hitting the like button, people. So let's go ahead and get that going. So while I get this video prepped for us, give me 1 second here.
The alpha male, where the females he propagates the herd.
My bad, guys. All right, like there was a lot of video files back here. You guys got to understand, okay? Duke and Don. All right, over here this channel, we got receipts, baby. We got receipts for days. So even certain content creators, when you want to take something down, which you shouldn't have, because that's what triggered this video, okay? Because I wasn't going to talk about it. I was going to leave it up because you left it up. So all your great value males that follow you can watch the hypocrisy you were putting up on this debate. But you took it down, Donnie boy. Duke Nukem's out early, baby, because we got to cover a lot of shit. So this is the video. I cut it up into different parts. All right, so I had to find the first piece. It took me a while, but like, you see, I got to get my video files organized, like my receipt file organized. We got guns on just about everybody out here. So we got to make sure we file them and keep them straight. So right over here is just right when the going gets good. So guys, pay attention. because some shit's about to get crazy. I'm sorry, some things about to get crazy. I'm trying to keep it PG-13 now. Okay, we're turning over a new leaf. Okay, so we want to keep it PG. So let's go.
I want to be very clear. So I'm not saying that what I didn't ask you is that woman a bad person? I'm asking simply about the act. And it sounds like, again, you said, quite a big piece, but the underlying assumption there is that, based on the logic that you mentioned, is that when a man cheats, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that fucked up. When a woman cheats, it's a big deal because reasons that you gave.
Right. Let me rephrase that. When a man cheats, if she finds out, it's a big fucking deal. And the reason why it's only a big deal if she finds out is because there's more than likely no emotion involved. When a woman cheats, that is a huge deal, because men and women view sex very, very differently. I just want to make that distinction.
Okay, so if a woman cheats and there's actually no emotion involved, it was just purely a one-night stand, casual sex, is it a big deal at that point?
Well, of course, because if a woman has a one-night stand with a man, then her relationship is effectively over. Listen, just because she stays in the relationship doesn't mean she wants to be in a relationship. You can have, and I'll put it to you like this: you can have a man who cheats on his woman all the time. He's always smashing girls, this and that and the other. But if his wife or girlfriend leaves him, it devastates him. And people always ask, well, I don't know, you were fucking this girl and that. Why are you upset that she left? Because he actually loved her. Those other girls didn't mean anything. However, when a woman decides to give her body to another man outside of a relationship, she no longer loves the man she's in a relationship with. I don't care if it's a one-night stand or a one-off. A woman fucks another man, she no longer loves the man she's in a relationship with.
So thus, the logical conclusion is it's much bigger of a deal when a woman sleeps with an outside of her relationship than when a man. But a man does it because you're saying it's, and for argument's sake, I'm going to agree with you on this, that there's no emotions involved, blah, 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 it's just sex. It's not that big of a deal, right? But when a woman has sex outside of her relationship, it is a big deal because emotions are involved, because that's going to end the relationship.
Not only that, the consequences are far more dire when women step out. Yes, there are consequences when men step out, right?
Guys, this is one of the big things that frustrates me about this space, man, because you could tell a lot of this shit just comes from a one-sided perspective of thinking, right? Right now, as it stands, guys cheat more than girls. Right now, the margins are small, 28 to 24%, but it still happens. Cheating still happens. But just because that it happens to guys, we can't just, what this is our way, it's the manosphere way of rationalizing how it's okay for men to cheat, but it's not okay for women to, right? And we do all these different things like, oh, it's more emotionally devastating for a relationship if a woman cheats versus a man. You see, when you make statements like that, how that completely disregards the other sex's emotions that are involved in that, right? If you really think about it, look how many women out here running around getting mad because they left their man for cheating. Cheating is the one main thing that most women cannot stand. Not saying it doesn't happen, it happens, but they can't stand it. They get emotionally scorned by it. Hell, you go on YouTube, look long enough, you'll see videos of women cutting the balls off of their significant other because she finds out they cheated. It's celebrated on mainstream media, someone doing something that nonsense. So yeah, women do get affected by that shit. It affects them a lot. But Cinya's saying that no. If I'm a guy, as a man, right? If she cheats, it's over. It destroys the relationship. It destroys all trust. But as a man, if I cheat, well, she needs to just look at it as just sex, and there's no feeling involved, because as a man, I'm hardwired to have sex. Yeah, so are women. Matter of fact, I seem to find that women love sex almost as much as guys do. So what are we talking about here? This is just more dumb rationalizations. If you guys want healthy relationships, then talk about that with your partner. Like, if your partner is not down with that, don't overcross that boundary. This is the shit that listen. This is the ideas that we're feeding to young men. Going out into the world with this lopsided way of thinking, saying, no, as long as I do it, it's okay. But if you do it, fuck you. Like, what does that fucking mean? Like, she's not a human being too? Oh, and she has emotion. Women are emotional, right? So according to you guys, they're so emotional. But when it comes to cheating, they just have to accept it because you're a high value guy. Women don't tolerate cheating. No one tolerates that shit. The people who do that, all right, they're coming from a place of insecurity. A real man, a real high value man, it's not about how many girls you have that want you and how many girls that you can sleep with. Being a high value man is knowing how many girls that are interested in you and are courting you, and you being able to show restraint. Especially if you have a partner. Showing restraint, that's a form of power that's attractive to women. If she chose you, there was something that was attractive about you. Maybe it wasn't your looks. Maybe it was how you made her feel. But we got to stop this shit, man. We're raising young men with this corrupted worldview. So all these young teenagers are going to start coming out expecting when they get with their girls that the girls should just accept them cheating. Fucking, this is weird, dude. It's just so weird. Like, I can't believe people buy into this.
STDs might get the girl pregnant, and if she's married or has a long-term relationship, that's paternity fraud and so forth. So I'm not suggesting that male infidelity is harmless. Female infidelity is much more harmful.
Much worse.
Yes, it is much worse. Female infidelity destroys relationships. It destroys families. It destroys the lives of the children involved, both born and unborn.
So only female infidelity does that. There are no stories of women marrying dudes that cheat on them multiple times after giving them chance after chance after chance after chance again. They still fucking up. Now they got to take the kids and go because they can't stand underneath that pressure in that household no more. No, it's just more damaging when she decides to step out. What if when the guy steps out first, the woman steps out because she has a feeling that the man's a little bit withdrawn? Now, I'm not saying that women out there don't cheat on their on good partners. It happens. I'm not saying it doesn't because there won't be stories out there talking about it. But what I am saying, if we have guys out here perpetuating ideas, letting young men who are coming up know it's okay that as long as you go out cheating, that your girl is raised to accept that. That's fucked up. That's a lopsided way of thinking. That is not a healthy way of thinking. That's actually, in fact, a very possessive way of thinking. That's not even love at all. You don't even love your partner. You're saying, no, stay here while I go out and run wild. No, real men show restraint. Even in the face of beautiful women, real men show restraint. That's power. Drake does it all the time. You guys quote him, right? You quote Drake. Oh, he has all these parties, right? Invites all these IG models. Holy shit. Like, they all come in, but he ignores all of them. He shows restraint. Some of y'all dudes in this space right now, y'all would fold next to some of these models. Y'all will fold like quick. These guys, man, a lot of things that they're saying, they don't know what it is that they're saying. Either they're lying to you or they're still at this childish mentality of thinking. Sure, it's fine when you're in your early 20s, right? Your early, you're 16, 17, 18 years old. You're in a dating market. You're hopping around, figuring out what you like. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you start to come towards adulthood, trying to balance rotations, trying to play these other games, these mind games to try to keep the girls in line, trying to do all these different things, it gets old. I mean, your leader said that literally this world is about pimped or be pimped. This is the mentality they're coming from. This is the mentality Donnie Boy is coming from. Pimp or be pimped. So just keep that in mind.
Who's my dad? Who's not my dad? Most relationships, Alex, whether they're marriages or not, are ended by women. 85% of divorces are filed by women. Dude, better than 9 times out of 10, it's the girlfriend that ends the relationship with the boyfriend, either directly or indirectly. And as you know, women are masters at branch swingers. You and I both know that women don't end relationships until they've started another one first, which requires what, boys and girls? Infidelity. This doesn't make them bad people, and it doesn't make men or women good and or bad for cheating or not cheating. That's just the way it is. So when a woman has sex with a man outside of her relationship, the consequences are far dire, and everybody knows it. This is why nobody really bats an eye, unless they feel like they have to, when a man steps out. They try to call him, oh, he's a dog, he's this, he's that. But guess what? Guys like that are heroes in society, no matter how much we want to try to knock them down. But if a woman's at home, like Taylor Swift, nobody has respect for Taylor Swift. She sleeps around. Miley Cyrus is the same deal. It's the same reason why men who sleep around are studs and girls who sleep around are sluts.
Okay.
Alex, shout out to you, man. First of all, I think you did a fantastic job with this debate. You ran through a lot of Donnie Boy's strategies, which he used and tried to implement a lot of them, right? The backpedaling, the word twisting, right? The straw manning. He tried that, but it was good. We caught on to that shit, right? It was good. I appreciate that you for providing this interview, this debate, right? To give us a deeper look into the mentality of some of these quote unquote manosphere leaders or thought leaders, right? Y'all listen to what this man just said. Y'all listen to what this man just said. Like, are we serious right now? Like, okay, don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. Like there are different reasons where a woman can step out, right? And when they step out, it's gone. But men do the exact same thing too, right? And obviously, we understand that in society, we're looked at different, right? Men and women are looked at different when it comes to sleeping around. Women, it's your job to basically protect your value, right? Not give it away as much, right? Because we know sex is what majority of men wants. Matter of fact, it's what we think about most of the time, right? So if a woman just lets any guy have it, it's just gonna make her less desirable. So women are incentivized to not be as promiscuous, right? That's actually part of one of the things of being a woman, right? That's one of the when we call about different burdens that each gender has to carry, right? Men, we got the weight of the world. Well, women, they got the weight of the perception of how the world views them, right? So they got to put that on their shoulders, and they got to walk around with it, right? And now that pressure is some from men, but a lot of it from other women, and most of it from insecurities. That's the pressure they carry. That's their own cross. Some of them fuck up, right? And then, some of them fuck up so much that they come out here complaining, which they can't complain. Brittany Renner, you can't complain. That's the life you chose. I'm sorry. You wrote the book. Young girls followed. Athletes watched. And they saw who you were. And that was it. It's a wrap for you. So some girls fuck up with that whole shit. But, like, guys, listen, and I understand how guys being celebrated, right? Because it's not as easy as for us to go ahead and get boxed like that, right? It's not easy for us to go out and smash. Not for a lot of guys. So for guys who can't do it, it does come with a certain level of respect, right? And you get high fives and things like that. But is promiscuosity? I can't even talk right now. Is stuff like that, sexuality, being promiscuous, is that something that we really want to promote amongst grown men? Right? I'm not saying they don't explore your options, but if you're getting in a situation when life's getting serious, right? I'm not saying settle down with one person, because that's a monogamy is it's a different conversation. But like, damn, at some point in time, you're gonna want that one person to be around. The one person you like more than the other chicks you've been around. Look at DJ Academics. He talks about it. Y'all remember that live stream we talked about with him and Ben Mankevo? And Ben Mankevo accidentally admitting that he pays for box. He pays for prostitutes, essentially, right? That's what he admitted, accidentally. He didn't mean it, but let's just be real. A lot of these great value dudes, they buy on the low. It is what it is, right? That's just what they do. But they want to come out here and pretend to y'all like they're just effortlessly getting women because of them. DJ Academics thought that the girl he flew out really flew out because he was DJ Academics, not the fact that he was millionaire DJ Academics. And when she flew out there and flew back and didn't get what she thought she was going to get from DJ Academics, which was spending money at the club, spending money in shopping sprees, taking her out on the cars, right? When he didn't do any of what she expected him to do, on any of the great value things that she had perceived that he might be the type to do because he hangs around rappers and shit. When he didn't do that, guess what? She bashed him on social media, just like some of these IG models bash these rappers when they try to be frugal with their money. They try to bash these rappers when they're not behaving as the typical archetype of what a rapist or a rapper, an artist is supposed to behave like, right? So they get shamed, and he got shamed, and he was confused about that. He couldn't understand why, and so much to the point where he was just like, "This is DJ Academics we're talking about." He was just like, "Well, at some point, man, I'm tired. I want to be able to just stick with that one. I'm getting to a point in my life right now. I can't be juggling all these women. Some of these women I don't even trust, so I don't even want to bring to my crib. I gotta schedule Airbnbs and shit. All this damn logistics. I'm done. I'm in my 40s. I'm getting to my 40s. I'm getting up there. It's over." But guys like Fresh and Fit and Donnie Boy, this guy's almost 50 and still preaching the same things that you're supposed to be doing in high school and college. Riddle me that. It's getting crazy out here, man.
So a lot to unpack here, and I just want to avoid going down like red herring arguments. These are all interesting points that I think it's worthwhile to debate about. I want to say this. So what you said is directly disproven by statistics. Again, of the men, like married couples, of the men who cheated, 61% are still together. Of the women, 44% are still together. 17% difference. So this says that when a man cheats, there's a 40% chance that marriage will end. That is not. It's almost always okay. That is, there's almost a 1 in 2 chance that relationship, that marriage will end. So I think you're going off maybe your own personal observations.
No, that's false. No, you're right. We're looking at this. We're looking at marriage statistics, and if we know anything, you and I, if we know anything about 2022, and a man with means, men are staying away from marriages and really relationships for that matter. Less and less men are getting married. So to suggest that, okay, so 40, I forgot what the stat was. Yes, more women stay with men if the men cheat than with the women if the women cheat in marriages, but that's just marriages. Most people aren't married, Alex. Most people float from relationship to relationship, and that gives you a much bigger data set. And I'll tell you this: if the disparity is only, you might not think 17% is a very big disparity. If the disparity is 17%, when we're just talking about statistics that we actually know about in terms of marriage, what do you think the stats are out in the real world? We know that women cheat more than women. We know that women end almost all relationships. Here's something else we know. We know that 90% of the women are going after 10% of the men. And because there are more beautiful women than there are high value men, then guess what? Women are going to be much more tolerant of male infidelity, regardless of their marital status.
So you use the word "we know" a lot, but what is that actually based on?
Well, this is empirical data. I mean, the internet doesn't lie. I mean, you can go on Reddit, YouTube. I talk about it. You talk about it. You talk to any group of women, any group of men. You ask any group of women in the United States, how many times have you been broken up with? I don't know, 1, 2, 3. You ask any group of men, how many times have you been dumped? Shit, every time but one. And one I don't even remember because she just kind of ghosted me. We know. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but we all know that women end relationships better than 9 times out of 10. And because of that, and because we know how women operate here in the West with the brand swing, I don't know if you might not want to acknowledge that, but it's true. Women don't start relationships. Women don't end relationships until they start another one first. That requires infidelity. Now, when a man steps out on a woman, or when a man cheats on a woman, if he's an ain't shit type of dude, he doesn't make much money, lives with his parents, whatever the case may be, she's like, dude, fuck this thing. I don't care, whatever. But if the guy has some worth, if he's competent, if he makes good money, if he has good financial outlook, etc., if he's high value, so to speak, then women are willing to put up with a little more. And I'll tell you this: women would much rather be with a philanderer than they would be with a man who is boring. That much I do know.
Women, ladies in the chat, this is what he just said. He said you guys would much rather be with someone who is a philanderer, right? And for those of you guys who don't know, that's a fancy word of saying a cheater. You guys, women, put a 1 in the chat right now if you agree with this. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe he's capping right now. I want to know if you guys would rather if a guy goes up to you and you get the vibes that this guy is a cheater, would you willingly jump into, as a healthy woman from a healthy mindset, right, who's been healthy, would you go into that relationship? Put a 1 if you agree with Donnie. Put a 2 in the chat if you wouldn't willingly get involved with someone who's a known cheater. No woman in the right mind, if they know you're going to cheat on them, is going to get involved with you seriously. And what Donovan is trying to conflate here is your desirability, right, as a man. All right, if a woman finds you attractive, well, guess what? Other women find you attractive. It's very likely, right? And that's where the competition and the insecurities among them can foster. But realistically, that's really what it is. She doesn't want you, because the fact that she finds you attractive and other women find you attractive, right, and you display all these other social skills to match, dude, that's already thought in her mind or known, where she's like, he can definitely do it. If he wanted to, he can do it. And that's the feeling he's trying to say. But this guy's trying to make it like, no. She has to know that you're willing to cheat. If you're a known cheater, she'll be with you. No. People who are known cheaters are people who have had women around them who tried them and they all folded. That's not high value. There ain't nothing valuable about that. Who wants to be around a man who can't even control himself, putting his family and shit in jeopardy? Nobody wants to be with that person. People like that are not they're weak-minded. And this is the problem when we start defining high-value men in terms of monetary speaking, in terms of possessions, in terms of jobs and network. This is what happens when we stop talking about character, when we stop valuing integrity, the things that actually matter, the things that actually make a man a man. Some of these high-value men walking around, you can't trust them as far as you can throw them. Some of them, they can't even stick to their own damn words. That's how much. Think about this. If Donovan Sharp is such a high-value man, Would you trust this man and take him if it came down to a business deal? Would you trust this man at his word to step through? Most of y'all won't, because he's not that guy. He's the type of guy that will turn on you. Now let's look at all these other guys in the manosphere that preach the same high-value nonsense. You look at them and you ask yourself, if I gave this guy, we're going to get great value in this bitch. If I gave this guy $100, am I going to see that money back? All right? And if he asks for it, he says, hey, just spot me 100 right now and I'll come back to you, dog. I got you, right? If you have to second guess that Donovan Sharp is going to pay you back, you already know his word is not his bond. That should tell you right then and there. A high-value man shows restraint because that's discipline, something that's practiced. We don't have discipline today. That shit don't exist. And part of it is a lot of, we talk about single parenthoods too as well. A lot of moms don't know how to raise their sons with that proper discipline. I'm saying a lot. I'm not saying all, because I know there's some moms out there, listen, the belt, the cord, and the switch still exists. It ain't going away. And salute to you mamas out there. You know, you keep them switches on them. All right? Pain keeps them out of the penitentiary, baby. I would say that right now, in the words of the great Eddie Griffin, pain keeps you out of the damn penitentiary. Come on now. Come on. It doesn't make you a high-value man just because you're surrounded by beautiful women and you decide to have sex with them. And no, if you're in a committed relationship with boundaries and you guys are clearly communicating with each other on those boundaries and you decide to step out as a man, you're not just having sex. You're committing adultery. You are basically a cheater. You are breaking someone's trust. You are crossing their boundary lines. And when you guys get back together, they're not going to look at you the same. That's why only 40% of people get back together after they found out they cheat, or 40% of men, right? And yeah, women are more likely to forgive their spouses, but a lot of that's not the vast majority of women. And that's not the vast majority of relationships. Most women out there, especially women nowadays in this day and age, they're not tolerating that bullshit. Because a lot of women, they got social media. They got all this different stuff, right? All the different stuff that can replace you in a heartbeat. Y'all gotta wake up, man. These guys are selling a bowl of cereal.
So again, you use the word "we know" a lot. So for example, if I was to say, well, we all know that I won this debate, right? That's a very sneaky way of me getting assumption in there. But like, I would like to see you quote some stats or something like that, because just saying, we know, it's anecdotal.
That makes sense. But the reason why I don't quote stats is because stats can be made and twisted to say anything you want. I'm going by my personal experience and empirical data. Empirical data is based on the personal experiences of many people. Again, I don't have exact numbers, but you go on Reddit, you go on YouTube, you go on any website, you can, I assume you're paying attention because you are on YouTube, but anyone who denies the fact that women end most relationships is either being willfully ignorant or they don't want to know. Women end most relationships. Those are the facts. I don't need statistics to prove that. Talk to people, live life, your friends, your family, people on the...
You know what's funny? You know what's so freaking funny? This dude right here. You trolling me, Donnie boy. You're trolling me. You got to be trolling me, dog. Like, how is it that your buddies Fresh and Fit can look at a woman and say the exact same thing? In my experience, women don't behave like that, right? In my experience, no, women are like this, right? And this is the women that they have on their show. What is the main thing that Myron says? Well, your experience doesn't beat facts and data, right? Now, we got Donnie Boy on the ropes. He's over here saying, no. I don't even look at the data like that, because data could be twisted, right? Data could be twisted. The facts and data could be twisted. I rely on my experience and empirical data, right? I rely on my experience, though. Oh, fuck. God damn it, dude. I'm trying to keep it together, people. I'm really trying to keep it together, because these guys weaponize facts and statistics, right? These guys, and they use it to beat women over the head with. Like, that's what they do. They take these goddamn facts and statistics as a fucking baton, and they're beating all these women over the head with. So the woman says, I use my personal experience. Oh, your personal experience doesn't matter. Facts do. Look at the facts. Look at the facts. Look at the facts. We all know. Look at the facts. Come to find out, when this guy's pressed, no, you don't turn to the facts. All of a sudden, the facts are not believable. You can't trust the facts because you can easily manipulate facts. I mean, come on now. We all know that. I don't trust it. I trust my personal experience. So then what is the difference in your personal experience and the ladies on their show and their personal experience? So do we just by definition invalidate their personal experiences because they're women and therefore the guy's personal experience gets validated more? Like, if that's what we're doing, that's fine. Let's just be honest about it, right? Let's be honest that we live in an echo chamber. Like, why, why can't we be honest about that? What, like, why don't y'all want to be honest about that? No, just be real with me, dog. Like, no, seriously, I just got to ask a clarifying question, dog. Like, why don't you admit you exist in an echo chamber? That's what it is. Because you can't just say rules for me and then, no, different rules for you to try to bolster an argument. Because this is this kind of crap that makes the manosphere look weak and lopsided. These kind of arguments right here, that you hear perpetuated on these platforms. It's dumb. It's childish. This world is not about being pimped or pimping. This world is about finding a way you can come together and survive, because everything here wants to crush you. And that's just reality. Noah Crandall, thank you for the $5 super chat. First sponsor of the day. I appreciate you, brother. Donnie Boy stuck in the early 2000s dating standards. Almost every woman that goes on Fresh and Fit craves loyalty more than anything else. Thank you. That's the main thing. Every woman wants a man that's loyal, because every woman that right now who's cheated or has stepped out on a man, they stepped out of an ain't shit dude that unfortunately they attracted because they're the ones who are out there with the game. They're the ones that are out there with the edge about them. A lot of y'all good men, y'all not spending the time building those certain characters and adding them. I'm not saying you should build yourself to be an ain't shit dude, but build yourself to have some edge. I'm not saying you got to be a gangster. I'm not saying you got to be anything like that. Go get in the gym. Go box. That'll give you an edge real quick. Go take some martial arts or something. That'll give you an edge real freaking quick. That's all you need, man. But you're right. Women nowadays crave loyalty more than anything else. And every woman that's been on that show has been loyal to a man who didn't have shit, but then was disloyal to them. And they felt burned because they were in relationships taking care of and paying for bills for some of these ain't shit dudes. They got burned. And now they came to their own warped epiphany that, you know what? From now on, only rich guys. Because at least if rich guys cheat on me, it'll be fine because I still have their money. It's called coping. No girl is just born out of the womb saying, okay, I'm going to just, laissez-faire, go out and just do everything. No, that's not how that shit works. All that stuff is learned through experiences. We got to wake up, man. These guys are fools. They're not living in the same era. Shout out to you for the super chat.
Web, Reddit, that's just, be an Uber driver. This is just how these things are. So when I say we know, there's one thing that we all know about the dating market here in 2022. This isn't based on stats or statistics. This is based on my personal experience as well as empirical data from thousands, if not millions of men.
Okay, so you're using the word empirical data incorrectly. So if it's based on your experiences and stuff you heard from
that's anecdotes.
It's
anecdotes.
Empirical. So empirical is statistics, studies. Stuff that you heard, stuff that you read online, that's not empirical data. So I want to be very clear on that. So you're not citing empirical data, you're citing
empirical data says based on concern with verifiable by observation or experience rather than theory or pure logic. That has nothing to do with statistics.
Empirical data almost always implies that's going to be something.
What Donnie Boy is describing is anecdotal data, anecdotal evidence, right? Which is the main thing Fresh and Fit talk about. Hey, listen, no. It's not about anecdotal data. It's not about anecdotal data or personal experience. It's all about the facts and the statistics. Am I wrong here? Or am I please tell me I'm not losing my mind. Please tell me I'm not losing my mind. This man says Reddit and personal experiences. This whole time, you guys have been preaching facts and data. Who listens to this? Like, come on, man. Like, I'm done, dog. Like, this is crazy. Sarava, oh man, I'm gonna butcher your name. Sarava Jitterbiter. What? Damn it, I screwed up. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Like, this is crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm nuts. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not hearing what I just heard.
I think that's scientific. Again, like I could say, well, based on my experience and what I've seen with my coaching clients, I've noticed that, blah, 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 blah. That's not empirical. That's still anecdotal. I don't want to split hairs on this.
No, but we are. But I want to make sure that we're operating on the same plane here, because if I'm misunderstanding something, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. The definition that I have in front of me, definition of empirical, originating in or based on observation or experience, relying on experience or observation alone, often without due regard for system and theory, and empirical basis for the theory. Capable of being verified or disproven by observation or experiment empirical laws. I've never heard of empirical data including percentages or stats. I could be wrong, but that's just the way that I've always understood it.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to split hairs on this. I mean, definition 2 is information based on obtained through observation or and documentation of certain behavior and patterns or through an experiment, right? So it implies that it's scientific, not that it's just like.
That's fine. I don't need to die on that hill. Yeah. I'm good with that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So again, I want to and I'm going to make this come full circle. Okay. So you're basically, what you're saying is that according to the dictionary definition and according to, the way that, let's say 99% of the world doesn't know about the red pill, according to 99% of people, according to the dictionary, your argument is incorrect because cheating is breaking the contract. But according to the way you define it, based on, red pill ideology, it is correct.
I don't know. I'm not, I'm not good at this debate thing. I don't.
No. All of a sudden, you're not good at this debate thing now, huh? All of a sudden, you're not good. When you got pushed, now all of a sudden, you're not good with this debate thing. No. You stop right there. Let's settle down. I will help you understand what the dumb shit you just spewed out of your goddamn mouth. Okay, let me help you understand that. All right, no. What Alex is basically saying is, listen, man, not a whole lot of people know about the red pill in the wide world. Not a lot of people know about your ideologies in the wide world. But yet in the red pill world, you're sitting here claiming all these facts that includes, or you're implying everyone in the world or certain genders in the world behave like this. Well, if that's the case, then how can that be when majority of people don't really even understand what the red pill is? I mean, wait. So how did you gather that? How did you gather that statistic, right? If majority of the world didn't know what the red pill movement was, how did you gather that? Where's the facts and data to support all that, Donnie? But all of a sudden, when it comes to comparing the real world to the red pill world and bringing those ideas over, now all of a sudden you're not good at this debate thing. Shut up, dude. Like, real talk, Donnie. Come on now. You forced me to do this video. You shouldn't have taken it down. You really shouldn't have. Yeah, listen, we'd let the video up there and it would have stood for itself and it would have been fine, right? But you took it down and now we got to go talk about this.
You're actually quite good.
Well, it's just because I talk about things that I've observed and things that I've learned over the years. I'm not really good at this whole, by definition, by this and that and the third. Here's what I do know. Here's what I know. When men cheat.
Hey, y'all remember all those people he's been debating with all this time, right? The people he may have seen that were easy. Like, who was that one a blonde young lady that was on Fresh and Fit that got booted out? Right. He also Kevin Ray Wilder did an interview with her, right? You see how he was going in on her, right? You saw the little straw man and skills that Donnie Boy was using. All of a sudden now, when all of his points can be easily debunked, and we're leaving no room for straw manning here. Well, I'm not really good at these debate things. All right. When you hold me accountable to where I got my facts from, like I don't know. The only language I speak is bullshit.
it hurts women, but not as much as when women cheat. The silver bullet for any woman to hurt a man is to absolutely cheat on him. That is the one thing that will punch us right in the gut. But I also want to make another point. And again, this has nothing to do with statistics. This is all, I don't know, empirical data or whatever. This is just based on my observations, what I've learned, people I've talked to, things that I've observed. The reason why women are more likely to stay with men of value that cheat is because there's the law of supply and demand. Okay, beautiful women are common. Men like myself are not. I'm not here to call myself special, but Alex, I'm 6'2". I'm in, I don't know, half decent shape, and I'm well in the top 1% of earners. Now, being over 6 feet and making the money I make, this makes me the rarer commodity. That doesn't make me better necessarily, but it is the law of supply and demand. Now, let's reverse the genders here, and this is where I'll bring this full circle. Let's just say, for example, that 90% of the women that exist are discoursely unattractive, as in no man would smash them regardless of how thirsty they are. 9 out of 10 women are just flat out unfuckable. Then let's say, I don't know, 75% of men had my stats, 6'2", high six figures, half decent physique, not obese. Well, guess what? Now the Donovans of the world would actually have to qualify to the 10% of women who are actually attractive enough to sleep with. Why? Because there are more of me than there are of them. They would have the leverage because they are the rare commodity. Now, does this mean that, I don't know, and I'm just basing this, I'm just pulling numbers out of the sky here. Does this mean that the 10%?
No. You definitely pulling that bitch out of your head. I don't know. You're pulling a lot of that out of your head right now, bro. Because if what you're saying is true, you're basically you're making it seem like all women are beauty objects, right? Because you're further putting that paradigm dynamic, introducing that dynamic, right? And all men are sex object, right? And okay, that's fine. That's the dynamic you want to put it as. But then going through this world with that kind of mentality, look at the kind of arguments you're left with that you're trying to make. All of a sudden, a woman's not gonna want me because I'm not 6'1" and I'm not rich. She's not gonna want me because I'm not in that high percentage of man, right? But once I become that high percentage of man, yeah, now I have abundance of options. But if the rest of the world were filled with guys who had my same stats, well, then I would have to qualify myself more. Yeah, no fucking duh. Like, no duh, right? Just like if everyone here decide to be high value and make 6 figures, well, guess what? 6 figures becomes the new standard, doesn't it? That's how supply and demands work, right? So it works in just about every single case. The fact of the matter is, you still have to stand out from the pack. That's the only other thing. I don't get this. Like, every animal in the animal kingdom seems to understand this, but human beings apparently, right? Every other animal in the kingdom but human beings seems to understand this basic concept. All right, if you're a male trying to attract the female for sex to advance your species, you have to do more. There are birds out there I was watching a video, bro. I don't know, this National Geographic video, and it was this bird that had to build a little fucking a dance floor. And what it did was it started fucking dancing around, right? It was dancing around after it spent all this time trying to build this little setup, right? It started dancing around. And it was a female bird that finally came up and was watching it, right? Watching it do a little dance, and it was moving around, doing this crazy thing, right? And the bird looked at it, checked out his little thing that he set up. And you know what that bird did? That bird flew off to another bigger bird that's got a nicer setup, right? Doing its thing, right? Because what that bird is instinctually thinking is that, hey, this person, it's feathers are a little bit more colorful. Okay, that's fine. But hey, that little paddle thing that he built right there and it's dancing on, that shit kind of tight. Like, hey, I want my little chicks to rock with that. Yeah, I see your moves. You moving. Oh yeah, I will mate with him. Yeah, those animals still got to qualify themselves, and it's not just birds. It's just about every single animal in the animal kingdom have to stand out for the rest. And the difference between human beings and nature is when those animals in nature don't reproduce, they die. So do their genetics. That's called natural selection. It's a natural occurrence. But guys in the manosphere, they're almost like, oh, well, I don't fuck. Like, why do we have to stand out? Like, why can't women just love us for love? Back then, when we were supporting monogamy, right, and we had institutions, right, a lot of us guys, we didn't have to work that hard. All we had to do was have a job, okay? It was no different than fogging on the glass. Now the girls got jobs. The women got jobs. Now what we gonna do? Fuck. What are we gonna do? All right? Because back then, all you do had to have a secure job. Now we have to have more because everybody has jobs now. Like, come on, man. And you notice some of the argument these guys still use, oh, well, women need protection. Women need protection. Man, hey, we got the Second Amendment, pimp. All right. The only protection they need is that iron in the purse. That's the only protection they need. The great equalizer, baby. You're going to get yourself the good old piece and put it in there. And you'll be fine. You'll stop. It don't matter how big that dude is. He could be great value Donnie boy. His size, right? Him being tall and in shape. It could be just like him. You still getting put down by a bullet. I don't give a shit who you are. All right. You could be alpha. You're not going to out alpha this bullet. It is what it is. All right. That's just, I'm telling you guys, man. M for your mom. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Shout out to you. Donnie Boy cowered so fast the minute logic and facts set in. Good looks keeping the video up, Duke. Some fools got to keep their L's. No, facts. And the thing is, there were two parts to this interview. Part 2 wasn't as bad because part 2, I think he had some sense to wise up and realize that this shit was bullshit, right? And then part 1 was the one that it really went bad. And this is what it is right here. This is part 1 where it really didn't go too well. It was horrible, right? He admitted some things where it did not look good. And I am here to make sure that you remember this, Donnie. That's what we're here to do. Okay, so young men can listen to this, right, or come back to this and say, okay, maybe you weren't right there, buddy. Maybe you were kind of wrong on that piece, right? Maybe there's some things that need to change, right? But a lot of these guys, man, they're not healed. They're not even ready for some of these kind of conversations, man. They're coming from a childish place, a lot of them. And, it's sad that kids are listening to kids. The blind leading the blind nowadays. That's the world we have. It's disappointing. And for your mom, shout out to you for another $5 super chat. He says, like the new setup, you and Don moving up like the Jeffersons. Hey, whoa. Shout out to you, though. Shout out to everybody who's doing the super chat. Every single one of your super chat, this is where it goes. It goes towards improving the set. Like, a set's pretty huge, man. Like, honestly, it makes me think, bro, Fresh and Flip, bro, your place is kind of small. Because I was looking at it, because I was like, nah, maybe our place isn't big enough. Maybe it's not. It probably needs to be bigger. And when we put everything together, like, we had to zoom everything so freaking close because, like, the cameras are, like, way back there. And it's like, fuck, like, this shit's actually kind of – and it still looks huge on camera. Like, this one right here. This one's, like, right in my face. Like, y'all can't see it, but it's, like, right – like it's actually – it's further to the wall, but it's, like, zoomed right towards my face. So, but a lot of it is done by you guys, man. Every super chat, every like, every subscription, it just helps being put towards providing dope shows for y'all, man. Like I said, I love doing this. It's my passion to sit here and talk to you guys. It's fun. I love it. And, why not just improve on the quality? I appreciate y'all, man. Real talk. So let's get back to the great value video in question.
Of women who are bankable are better than the 75% of men who are 6'2" and make six figures. Maybe not. That's not for me to say. What this does mean is that they are the rarer commodity, and the rarer something is, the more valuable it becomes. And the more valuable something is, the more people are willing to pay for and or endure in terms of keeping it. This is why when I say, because I'll agree with you, when a man steps out, when a man steps out on a woman, that's cheating. When a woman steps out on a man, that's cheating. But the reason why I say women cheat, men have sex, that's just shorthand for, you know what? We as men, we have the leverage. Women are going to be much more forgiving of us when we step out on them. If they find out, then we will be of them.
Okay, so that is a separate discussion, and we can jump right into it. But is it less of a big deal when a man cheats? That's basically what you're arguing against, and you may actually have some points. I'll grant you a few of them, other ones I disagree with. But that's a different discussion of, is it cheating? Like, it's clearly cheating, right? But you're saying that's less of a big deal when a man does it for the following reasons, right? So just to make a very clear, simple analogy, let's say take two people. One of them, robs a bank because he's greedy. The other one, he robs a bank because he needs to feed his family, because he,
they're both crimes.
They're both crimes. They're both theft. So it's the same thing. It's cheating either way. It's just some reasons might be better than others. Sometimes there are legitimate reasons to cheat.
No, listen, I'm with you. I will concede that my terminology is definitely wrong. When I say women cheat, men have sex. When a man has sex with a woman outside of his relationship, that's infidelity. There's no other, and this is whether he's married or whatever the case may be. So maybe there needs to be a different way to say that. But when I say men cheat or women cheat, men have sex, again, what I'm saying is that women tolerate cheating a lot better than they tolerate boredom. We as men.
No, they do not. Matter of fact, there's some dudes out there that was simp. I know dudes right now, if we're going off of anecdotal evidence, right? Donnie Boy, we're going off anecdotal evidence, right? I know dude right now that'll take their girls back after they cheat. Matter of fact, I can go to your channel right now and find tons of stories of you talking about dudes who simped by taking a girl back after she cheating on them. Guys do it too. We're trying to justify one side as cheating and the other side as no, it's not really that. But then when you bring that logic to the real world, when you bring it to the real world, in the end, it's still cheating. If you and your partner set boundaries, and part of the boundaries you've set for yourself is I'm not going to step out and you don't step out. All right, that's how we put this together. And that person one of them ends up breaking that trust, man or woman, you've hurt them. You've broken that boundary. Like, and then again, you're the scumbag. That's just what it is. Oh, and by the way, whenever a man cheats, there's a woman there. Whenever a woman cheats, there's a man there. I mean, so what's up? Like, what are we talking about here? Are we telling those other men who are cheating with with those women? Are we talking to them? How about we say, hey, maybe certain women are off limits? Are we talking to those guys who are still doing it though? No, because they're all over here listening to you perpetuate that same behavior. That's what they're over here doing, because y'all want your cake and you want to eat it too, which is I actually don't care, and that's fine. I don't mind it. Realistically, even in this climate, guys have that right now, right? Guys have that right now. They have the opportunity to do that, right? Because we're not under the thumb of monogamy, and that's what I love about this new age. I love this new age, this whole new age we're in right now. Yeah, there's no monogamy involved. Yeah, you ain't gotta have a job. You ain't gotta listen. You could be fine, and you can still talk to women. You'll be fine. You'll be well set up. But a lot of you guys, you're overthinking and overcomplicating things that are so simple, and it stops you from actually going out there and experiencing this type of world. It really is. Like y'all listen to clown. Alex was playing with fire. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. That's right. Oh man, I hope he's here. I hope he's here because hold up. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna send this to him because I have his Instagram. Yeah, we'll set that stream up and I'll just send it over to you. If you're down, let's make it happen. We'll set the stream up. We'll set it all up because he really wants to get in on it. He really wants to get in on it. And shout out to him, man. He's really great. Hey, listen, if you're ready for that smoke, he says he's got the fire, so let's make it happen.
And we don't tolerate cheating. We like to tolerate the boring. So I guess what I mean to say is, yeah, when men cheat, it is much less of a big deal, because male infidelity, while it does have consequences, it does not rise to. I mean, dude, nations and kingdoms have fallen because of female infidelity. That's just because the wiles of a woman's femininity. That to me, that's the most powerful force on the earth. That's why it's a much bigger deal when women cheat, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. I'm glad you can see that point. And again, just to kind of reference this one last time, actually 40% of guys. Married men are okay in a way with their wife cheating because they still stay with them. So
I'll say you this: those 40% of men who still stay with their cheating wives, guess what? That doesn't mean they want to be in those relationships. They're in those relationships because they don't have any other options. Same with the women who stay with their cheating husbands. The difference is that the wife, she has all the options she wants. She just doesn't have the quality options she wants. That's why she stays with the cheating husband. The men who stay with the cheating wives, those are men who think, well, she's as good as it gets, or either that or they feel like they have to accept it. So while I do agree with 40% of men.
So women that stay with their man feel like they have to accept the fact that their man is a cheater. And it's funny because, I'm not even surprised, because Fresh and Fit say that too as well. They say it all the time. As long as he's a high-value man, a woman should just accept that cheating comes with the package. But does that make him a high-value man? Is a high-value man who's weak-minded and can't control himself when it comes to other broads, right? Is that really high value, or is he a weak-minded fool? And I'm not talking about guys who are single, moving around and dealing with other women. That's cool. But if you're married or you're in a committed relationship and you've already set boundaries with that person, that's a shitty thing to do. Like, and then you wonder why we have issues with trust. This is why. We don't trust each other because we're all here trying to get what's ours. Like, it's crazy. Cosmo Fool, shout out for you for the $10 super chat. Cosmic Fool says you can't meaningfully argue against the person's identity. Donny Boy and Fresh and Fit built their lives on the idea that wealth can make a man. So losing that concept to them is probably worst case scenario. No, that's facts. And actually, as we go on in this interview here, you'll find it. I'm about to bring up part 2 that I edited out, and part 2 reveals a whole lot. And Alex breaks him down and rips him apart completely. And I think a lot of you guys need to see that because it exposes a whole lot. These guys centered their entire identities around money. That's what these guys did, right? Because there were guys who maybe were younger that couldn't really interact with women as well as they wanted to, or had zero experience interacting with women, right? And now, at that point, while they were either at lack of no experience or had limited interactions, they perceived that maybe if they had more money, if they had more status, that the women would just come to them, right? And it's not the case. A lot of times the money doesn't make a man. Money never makes a man. If anything, money is designed to break a man down, right? Because it exposes the deep-seated insecurities that they have, right? If they're greedy, envious, prideful, money exposes all of that. It doesn't help. That's why when people get on and they get famous and they get all that wealth pouring through, they become miserable versions of themselves. If that energy is that wrong type of energy is in them. They become the worst version of themselves. Money does not make a man. We've had women on the show. Y'all go back to the conversations we've had. When we talked to women from Miami, we've talked to women from Wisconsin, we've talked to women from all over the world. And what do they say? Some of them who've dated these high-value men. And what are the main things they say? These guys with money, they're fucking empty. And I'm not talking about empty as in pockets. I'm talking about empty as in no character, no nothing. These guys just feel as though as long as they have the money, that what more can a woman want? Like she couldn't want anything else. Same thing with PJ Washington. When Brittany Renner decided to come out about PJ Washington, the full story, right? When she finally decided to come out with the full story on PJ Washington, what was that? The full story was, well, she wanted more. And PJ Washington couldn't understand what more meant. PJ Washington couldn't understand that. He was like, what do you mean more? I got the money. I'm paying for everything, ain't I? He didn't realize what she wanted was a commitment with loyalty. Now in Brittany Renner's case, after writing a book like that, I don't know. I don't know. But that's the situation that goes on. So let's get this other video up because this other video breaks down a whole lot, fellas.
It's not just that. And you're familiar with the concept of pre-selection. A girl does not want her man to cheat. She doesn't want that, but she likes to know that he can. Just because a woman likes to know that a man can bang other chicks if he could doesn't mean she has low self-esteem. This just tells her in her mind, okay, I made the right choice. Other women still want to bang him. So it's not just a low self-esteem thing.
Well, no, I never said it was just a low self-esteem. I'm saying that is one of the reasons. So I'm saying there's many reasons. Just to kind of, and I'll move on to the next point. But why do women cheat, right? Let's kind of break down the reasons. One of the reasons is what you mentioned. Yes, women cheat for emotional reasons because maybe their emotional needs are not being met in their current relationship. Maybe because they have a better connection with the second guy. Also, women.
Yeah. I'll reach out to Adriano Valentino. I'll reach out to him and let him know because he's usually on the streams, but he's a busy guy, all the way from the land down under. Shout out to the man. So yeah, hey, whenever you want, man, we'll plan a stream and then we'll have him up there. But hey, great job on this debate, man.
Women cheat. Some women cheat because they're high novelty seekers. It has nothing to do with emotions. They seek the novelty. Men tend to be more novelty oriented than women, but women can also be high novelty seekers.
Those are the minority, though, right? Like, no, but you're right. But I mean, women can be high novelty seekers, but those are the exceptions to the rule. That's definitely not the norm.
Okay, so there's other reasons why women might cheat. A woman might cheat simply because she's horny and she has poor impulse control. So there's a variety of reasons. And if you can actually quote a statistic that says, well, actually, those are only 5%, but now we're just getting based into our personal experience.
Well, I'll tell you this: no one's ever going to know why women cheat because women will. If no one's ever going to know what's in a woman's mind, but I do know this, Alex. No matter what the reason is for a woman cheating, one thing is for certain: is most cheating women. I would even go as far as to say 99% of women who cheat on their husbands or boyfriends no longer love their husbands or boyfriends. It doesn't matter why they cheat. They could be voyeuristic. They could be seeking novelty. If a woman allows another man man to enter her body, she no longer loves the man that she's with. Women can't love more than one man at once. They can only love one man at a time. They can be fucking 5 guys. They only really want to be with one. So while we can sit here and debate the reasons why women cheat, and the reasons are vast, there's one common denominator, and that common denominator is that they no longer love the people that they're with. I can't imagine a woman having sex with another man but still being in love or loving her husband or boyfriend. It almost never ever works that way.
Yeah, so I feel like you're oversimplifying love and making it seem like a binary thing. Like either yes, you love someone, no, you don't love them.
Well, it is binary, Alex. You either love someone or you don't.
I disagree. So she can sort of love the guy, right? But she also sort of loves the other guy. And then she sees, like, I've just seen these time and time again.
Well, if she sort of loves both guys, then she doesn't love either guy. That's just how it goes. Women are
okay. So how do you quantify love then?
Value the man, they tend to be a little more tolerant of it because of the man's value. So in terms of,
I mean, just listen to this guy. He can't even describe what love is, right? Like, oh, well, she has to either love me. She can't love the other guy. She can't love us both. It's not even just love. It's just feelings, bro. Maybe I like the vibe I'm with this dude, and I also like the vibe like this dude makes me feel, right? And I'm gonna just ride with this. It's no different than what we do, guys. Guys, we do the same thing. Come on, let's be real, right? Let's be real. Well, I mean, guys who are able to anyway. I gotta be sensitive, right? I know some guys are. Not all guys are able to do that. But guys who are able to do it, right? You got one girl you're talking to, she's got the nice personality. You got another girl you're talking to, you know, personality is equivalent to a wet noodle, but she's hot. Then you stick around because she's hot, right? You still like her, and you like the other one with the great personality, right? But then when it comes down to it, at some point I would pick the personality if it came down to it versus the one with just the body, because you know the body ages, but you know you are who you are. Pay attention, guys.
love, as far as quantifying love, when a woman lets another man enter her body and she's in a relationship, she is emotionally checked out of that relationship every time.
I mean, okay, I don't want to harp on this. There's a lot of speculation, maybe not. But I want to get into this. You said that for the way the relationship works is the man shares his fidelity by provisioning his resources. So I mean this with all due respect, but I feel like that is a beta view of dating. That relies on the assumption that a man, in order to be in a relationship, get into a good relationship,
beta.
That is not how I've ever single once in my life done my relationships, nor is it how any alpha guy I know does their relationships. You can have a relationship where you don't provision her resources. And I think that provisioning your resources is actually a poor way to have a relationship.
Well, then what does she get? Well, what do you get in return? If you're not giving her resources, she's not giving you sexual fidelity, is she?
Yes, you can have.
So let me get this straight, Alex. Let me get this straight. A woman is going to get, now we're talking about low self-esteem here, because believe it or not, Alex, as bad and terrible as a lot of people outside of this community say women are, women do have to get, they do need a return on their investment. So you mean to tell me that there are women out here who will be in sexually exclusive relationships with men who do not share their resources with them at all, but she is sexually exclusive to you?
Yes, that is both mine and your relationships. Like in your
Yo, do you see how like Donovan Sharp is genuinely surprised that there are relationships in the fucking real world that women would like a dude and the money doesn't even have to be involved? You guys hear him asking that question. He's genuinely surprised that that exists out there in the world. Oh, fucking hey, guys. I like, what do you say to that? This guy's like, it's like taking him out of high school for the first time. Just unplugging it for the first time, and he's seen the world. Holy shit. Wait, you mean to tell me that women actually can date you and you don't have to be rich? Nah, I don't believe it. You got to have some kind of value. No, bro, that's not all relationships. They're just a relationship with the girls you deal with.
videos, you said that when you and Devin started dating, that she was making more money, right? So your relationship was based on literally that. Like you weren't provisioning your resources.
Our relationship was based on the potential. The reason why, and she can say, oh, it's because I loved you. Devin saw the potential. I had 7 real estate properties when I met her. So it's not like, listen, she made more money than me. That doesn't mean she had more money than me, right? And if I didn't have the potential that I had with the 2 businesses that I owned and run in my savings account and my financial history and all that good stuff, she would not have considered. There's no way she's going to give me sexual.
Guys, please make sure we get the likes up.
Oh, hell no.
All right, likes are free, so's the show. We got almost 80 of you guys in here. Please get the likes up. It's free. It is absolutely free, people. So's the show.
Exclusivity if I don't share finances with her, because guess what? She worked for me now. This is what she gets out of it. I share my resources with Devin all the time now because, of course, we live together. But I find it very hard to believe that a woman who is not getting exclusive access to another man's resources is going to give exclusive access to her body. That's the very definition of a relationship. Relationships are
You heard that? He said the very definition of a relationship is the woman has to get access to the man's resources in exchange for her body. That is the underlying basis of a relationship. That's the crap that he's trying to sell young men. So how in the hell is this not transactional? Like, this is, she might as well be an escort. Like, fuck the love, fuck everything else. Nah, she's just here because she has to have my resources in exchange for my body, for her body. Yo, like, this is a warped, fucked up view. Like, this is a really, really fucked up view of viewing women, dog, and viewing relationships. Like, this is how crazy that, you know what this exposes? It exposes how many young men, their minds are wrapped around the frustration of not being sexually active. And these guys are preying on that because a lot of it is just about sex for them. Like, there are other things that keeps a woman around aside from your resources. But if you make it just about your resources, don't be surprised when that leaves, she's gone too. Because that's what you're making it all about. And you don't even realize you guys are doing that. These guys are teaching you such a beta mentality that, like, I don't know, you guys are letting this slip through the radar. He's saying the basis of a fundamental basis of a relationship is a man. I don't go in relationships thinking like that. If I went into relationships thinking like every woman I'm dealing with is just going to exchange resources for body, that's a problem. These guys got a warped view.
So they're transactional.
So that is, in my opinion, again, no disrespect, men, a beta view of relationships. I can tell you my relationship with my girlfriend. She makes a good amount of money. I probably make a little more than her. I don't give her any of my resources, but she gives me sexual exclusivity. Pretty much every relationship I ever had.
So what does she get out of the deal? She's just in a relationship with you because she loves you?
Yes.
So
oh no. God. Yes, Donovan Sharp. People can be in relationships with women without having to give them the resources. I've been in a relationship with women and I don't share shit. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll take care of dates and I'll take them on experiences and we'll do stuff. We'll have fun, but I'm not, paying for half her lifestyle. I'm not doing any of that. We're not married. Women ain't shit. Even if we were married, there's going to be some boundaries. Like, you're going to still have to do some work. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the house. I actually don't care what it is you do. Just be active. Be busy. All right. Incorporate into the empire we're building. That's all I got to do. That's all you got to do. Right. But this guy doesn't believe that exists. Yo, this is the kind of idea that most young men are getting from these people, man. This is why a lot of young men, when it comes to these high value concepts that a lot of these dudes spew out there, right? You can't help but to make it seem like it's all about money, because that's essentially what it is. Because this guy's genuinely shocked. He doesn't really understand what the woman is going to get out of it. Wait, so if you're not sharing your resources with her, you mean she's staying with you? Then why is she staying with you? I don't get it. Like, why is she staying with you? Because she likes me. She really likes me. She doesn't like me for the money or because I'm stunting and being great value. She likes me for me. So she's willing to give me her body in exchange for being with me. The soul stealing crap that Fresh talks about. This guy doesn't get it. Like, you are listening to men who have the mentality of high schoolers.
Love is absolutely conditional. And one of the top conditions is your earning and provisioning potential. You have what I believe is an exception to the rule type deal. I don't know if you have a 12-inch dick or what, but girls, everybody.
So because Alex, he just have a big dick. There has to be something now. Come on. Hey, y'all starting to sound like some of these black pill dudes you like to make fun of. Donnie, you and Rolo, some of these ideas, y'all starting to sound like some of these black pill dudes you talk about. And I'm not talking about the Caduceus types and whatnot, or the face rating types, all these. I am talking about the face rating dudes. Yeah, I'm talking about them. I'm talking about them, and I'm talking about some of the other dudes, right? Like meat waffles. I call them meat waffles. Ain't no wheat going on in there. It's all meat. It's all these dudes talks about. All right, that's what dudes like this talk about, meat. Stop talking about people's meat. So if it's not the money, if it's not the money, well, you must be in a special kind of relationship. Like, you must be exception to the rule. Exception to the rule. Look how this guy's phrasing it. Exception to the rule. Like, there are not more women out there in the real world that would just be with the dude for the sake of the dude being him. I'm so confused. Like, I'm genuinely confused. I'm so confused, dude. My man is genuinely confused. He doesn't get it. You have to have a big dick. It's got to be something. Do you know why? Because when it actually comes down to it, and you break down a lot of these guys' ideas and talking points, when you break all this shit down, it's all empty. They actually don't have the skills to help you build character. They actually don't. They don't have the skills to help you build any kind of solid foundation as a person, as a young man. The only skills they have is the money aspect of it, right? And the quote unquote the pickup game artist type language of it. That's all they understand. But in terms of the personality types, the inner work that you have to do to make yourself to become the man that you desired, they don't have that, because these guys never went through that process. They never did. That's why it's very hard for him to believe that Alex not being rich, not having a 12-inch cock, and not being the exception to the rule, like those three things have to be in place for the ideology to survive. Otherwise, it breaks their minds. And this guy doesn't believe it. He's genuinely shocked. The most time I've ever been like active with women is when I was broke, when I didn't have nothing. When I had no money, I had nothing to do to go get money. Guess what? Women were my goal, because I needed some type of validation, right? If I wasn't getting it from other men in the business world or in the real world, well, I got to get it from somewhere. And a lot of times it's women. And I hung around with other dudes who nothing else to do but talk to women. We weren't nothing about anything. We weren't about shit, but talking to different girls every single day, because that's what the game was. But at some point in time, it's time to get serious, because when life gives you a new purpose and you realize and recognize that is your purpose, everything else becomes secondary to that goal. Women, you're not saying they don't go after them. No, it's like you talk to the women, but the women you start to talk to, you start to notice that they're actually the kind of women that you want. Maybe you're not ready for it because you're on your purpose, but you're starting to see a different type of women versus what you were used to, versus the type you were getting. And I definitely noticed the difference. Because before, the kind of women I was dating, they were toxic as hell. The type of women that would accept me dealing with other women, and while I'm in a relationship with them, those women were toxic as fuck. There was always constant arguments. There was always constant fights, a huge atmosphere of distrust. That's what I was dealing with. Quote unquote toxic. And I'm sure plenty of women and plenty of other dudes can understand this. That's what happens when you deal with women like Donovan Sharp is describing. That's what happens. You invite toxicness in your lives. Versus when you're on your purpose and you're on your grind and you're bettering yourself, the type of women that are coming to you, they're going to be those type of women that you don't think that exist out there. Not all women are fast. Not all women are like, you guys are fucking A, bro. I'm getting a damn aneurysm talking to you. I'm like, what the hell? Let me get these super chats real quick. Angry Man, shout out to you. They don't like grown man logic. Let me read the super chat. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Angry Man. Hey, y'all gotta hit him up, man. Hit up the OG, man. Go ahead and hit his check out his channel. Speak some real. Hey, let me time out. Let me put some disclosure, okay? Because he's a little straight to the point. So if Kevin Samuels puts a bad taste in your mouth, some of you guys out there, ladies, all right, you want to make sure that you have been warned, okay? But definitely check him out if you want to see where a lot of stuff comes from. That's it right there. Shout out to you, Engelman. Careful, bro. That sounds too much like grown man logic. It really does, and I'm surprised. But like, it seems like this dude is sleeping. Like, it seems to me that Donovan Sharp, he's a kid. And it makes sense, Angry Man, because Fresh and Fit, what they said was, this world is about be pimped or be pimped. Like, what kind of weird-ass dichotomy is that? Like, where I'm going into this world thinking that the other person is trying to get something from me, and it's going to be my money, or they're going to try to use me. Like, what nonsense is that? I'm going to, of course, go throughout the world being guarded. Why? Because I'm thinking every woman I'm talking to is trying to take what I got. And that's not the life that you want. But it's not sound logic to these people, Angry Man. It's not sound logic to them. Squared away. Wait, he's black. Shout out to you for the $5. He's at wait, he is black. He never heard women say, I bought you those shoes. You driving my car, aka dating Pookie. Whose man's is this? I don't know. I don't know where this guy came from, to be honest. And that was my first sneaking suspicion, bro. Like, when I first heard him for the first time speaking, I'm like, yo, this dude for real sounds like he's out of place. Like, he doesn't belong in his own body, bro. Like, he's not comfortable in his own skin. Like, just look at him. Your shirts are too damn tight, bro. Like, why? You're too damn big for a toddler shirt, bro. Take that shit off. Like, take it off. Like, at least go do something with your chest. Go do some push-ups, man. I mean, you got bigger tits than some girls I know, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like, you want to talk about being fit, a fit, grown, high-value man. Come on, dude. You got some work to do on your physique. I don't know who you paying, but they need to be fired, and you need to hire somebody. Hey, go talk to Allende. Go talk to Allende. Allende'll straighten you out, right? Hey, he's got biceps, right? He'll help you out. He'll help you get them gains, bro. Okay, so you don't have to rely on your money and your height. You can go ahead and rely on your physique too, right? Yeah, no, squared away, man. Hey, Donnie Boy's a clown. Like, this is why, young man, you got to start looking to other creators that are versed in the real world. At least they can translate real world logic to you. And they're out there. It's just the clowns right now are winning, so we got to put a stop to that. That is what it is.
It's not giving me exclusive access to her body. And I'm not going to share my resources with her. That's not a relationship. That's just two people having sex. I'm not trying to insult your relationship here, but it doesn't sound like you have a relationship. You don't share your resources with her. I assume she doesn't share them with you. She gives exclusive access to her body, but I'm having trouble doing the math here in terms of what she gets from you.
Right. So because your view of relationships, the way you view a relationship is that as a man, I have to provision my resources in order to have a solid relationship. What does she get from me? Well, she gets positive emotions. She gets a connection. She gets good dick.
Okay. Well, she can get all those things from. She can get those. Well, she can get those things from other men and other women. So what does she get from you that she can't get from somebody else? That's what I'm talking about.
Well, she can get money from any other man too.
Okay.
Any chick can get money from the other man.
Okay. All right.
So the kind of relationship you're describing is basically a sugar baby, sugar daddy relationship. Girl is, in a way, and there's different levels of it, a gold digger, where she is looking for you, maybe partially, maybe largely, because of your resources. Those are not the kind of girls you would want to date in the first place. And hang on. And if you are using your resources as part of the bargain of the relationship, that is not a strong relationship, because if you ever lose your resources, that relationship will end. A much more solid relationship.
Donovan doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. This guy still lives in fantasy world. He doesn't realize, and you know what? You know why it makes so much sense? All these guys who are preaching the same thing, like Donnie Boy over here, the Fresh and Fit, Myron Gaines, Fresh Prince CEO, Batman, Kevo, DJ Academics. What do you notice that it's a similar thing between all of them? They all go on seeking arrangement with sugar baby and sugar daddy type relationships. That's what they all do, right? Because, listen, you know what? I kind of take it back. Maybe they do practice what they preach. Maybe that's what it is, right? But then stop pretending that you guys are sitting here getting women based off your genuine burning desire. You guys are setting up sugar daddy and sugar baby relationships. The only big difference is a lot of you guys are connecting to younger audiences, basically setting them up to be, what do you call it? Sugar teenagers and sugar babies. Like, is that what we're turning these people into? These young men coming out here nowadays are coming out with the expectation that they have to go finance a woman's entire lifestyle in order to get with her. That is the freaking mentality you're putting into a lot of people. Please get the likes up, guys.
Oh, hell no.
No, that's what they're doing. But they don't realize that they're describing an escort type relationship. You know, the very same relationship type that they would despise. They wouldn't want happening to them. But they're out there perpetuating that same behavior that leads to it. Like, you guys are clowns, man. Like, I don't know what to say. Batman Kevin, when he was trying to describe how he treats a woman, right? He accidentally described an escort. Pay to play. He said it himself. I feel bad if I holler at a chick, right, and she leaves my house without me paying her. He feels. That's how I know this guy isn't used to genuine box, right? He's not used to genuine box because he feels weird. He feels like he has to buy the woman after she spent time with them. Otherwise, it just feels weird to him. Because guys like that, they know nothing else other than basically those type of financial-based relationships. That's why if you set your freaking foundation on that, don't be surprised when that foundation crumbles when you lose your status and money. Because that there's nothing about no aspect of your personality is in there. So she knows why she's there, and you on a sneaking level know why she's there. That's why a lot of y'all get uncomfortable. That's crazy.
Leveraging your resources, because if you lose your resources, you're not going to lose the girl.
Here's the deal. Let me start from the back. If someone were to snap their fingers and Donovan Sharp Inc. would disappear, Devin wouldn't leave me. But guess what, Alex? The clock starts. You see, the reason why Devin is with me, the reason she's committed to me, the reason she's giving me exclusive access to her is because of my income and resource potential. For you to suggest that we should only date women where money is not an issue, you're leaving out the basic fundamentals of a relationship. All relationships are transactional, Alex. Whether you want to admit that or not, relationships are transactional. When a man and a woman get together, that's that unspoken agreement that I was telling you about.
Right.
If she's not giving me exclusive access to her body, I'm not sharing my resources. That's a transaction. Now, maybe you have
No. The fact that it's an unspoken agreement, that's a problem. It needs to be spoken. That's the shit that gets a lot of people, young men and women, when they get into relationships. This is what gets you in trouble. You're not communicating. You have to communicate. There's not an unspoken rule, because if it's unspoken, how the fuck am I supposed to know what the rule is? No. Riddle me that logic. Like what? How does that make sense? How am I supposed to know about a fucking boundary if we don't talk about it? For a lot of people, sex outside of marriage is cool with them. A lot of people, it's cool. We're not demonizing the lifestyle, nor are we going back to this 1950s way of living. That cat's out of the bag. It's not going back. It's a different world now. Like, yo, I'm so, like, y'all gotta understand, man. Like, y'all paying because like my brain is breaking, dude. Like, my brain is a real breaking. Are you guys actually following this, or am I crazy? Please let me know because I'm starting to feel like I'm damn near living in the fucking Matrix, bro. Like, I'm starting to look around and maybe this world isn't real. Like, that's what I'm starting to think. None of this makes any sense. If you build your relationship on rocky foundation, it will crumble. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Fuck. But this is where a lot of guys get their ideas, and it's infecting our youth, people.
Relationship where, and listen, if you have that kind of relationship, I mean, I suppose that's good. I've never really done it that way. But to suggest that I'm leading with my wallet to try to bait girls in to date me, what am I supposed to do, Alex? Dress like a bum and not be who I am so that the right girl will pick me? No, I'm going to be who I am. Dude, I'm going to drive my Audi. I'm going to live in my Vegas penthouse because that's just the way I am. And if girls happen to see that.
You just made your personality and aspects about you your money. You made your finances part of your identity. Just like when you guys get mad about when you see these feminists or all these other people on TikToks, right? When they make their genders and stuff part of their identity, right? And they internalize that. You guys are doing the exact same thing. So then don't be surprised when you get the same message that you are dishing out. If I'm going out advertising that, hey, look at me, I'm a wealthy man, the women that approach you are going to be the ones looking for that. Those are going to be the time. If you don't believe me, look, hey, go look at the video when Fresh Prince CEO got his Instagram graded by those girls. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when Fresh Prince CEO got his Instagram graded by those girls? And when they went on his Instagram, what did they see? They saw him with a bunch of nice new cars. They saw him with all these celebrities, right? He had the high value Instagram, right? And mind you, this guy has the freaking DM on demand course.
Oh, hell no.
He charging y'all $700. They rated his Instagram, and all them girls, except for a couple that felt bad, said they will pass instead of smashing them. Why? Because he looks like a scammer. Which I understand because dude is from Barbados, right? Which is crazy because I'm Nigerian and like, bro, I won't even lie, bro. You do look like a Nigerian scammer. And 419 is back there. So like literally, bro, I feel like you culturally appropriating our culture. Yep. Yeah. You Fresh Prince CEO are culturally appropriating because you out here. I'm joking, dog. Hey, 419 is no longer part of our culture. That was back in the 90s, okay? We're no longer scamming Nigeria. But that's facts. All them girls thought you were a scammer, bro. Because you did what? When they saw your profile, they saw the cars, they saw the Bentleys, they saw the celebrities, they saw all this. What did they say? The number one thing that those girls said on your show, that it was overwhelming. It was too much. So it flies in the face of what you guys preach. Wealth isn't the end-all be-all. And if you go around like Fresh Prince CEO, listen, I got my great value chain on today because I knew what I was going to talk about. I had to borrow it. See, I'm not as rich as these guys, right? I'm great value. I don't got that money. I wish I had the money, right? Y'all got more money than me. So I wish I had y'all money. Like, real talk. I had to borrow this chain. But he's always on the set with the chain on. He's got the watch, right? He's got all these markers of wealth. And then you're surprised when you're attracting women that all they want is your wealth. Like, how does that make sense? You're attracting what you are. If that's who you are, Donovan, a person who just likes to wear the watch, drive the Audi, live in a nice house, if that's who you are and that's what you're saying who you are, then don't be surprised when you attract who the fuck you are. Like, I'm sorry. Like, maybe I'm speaking in tongues, all right? I'm like one of these preachers in the goddamn one of these churches, right? I'm just tapping heads and knocking people out, right? Miracle, hallelujah. I feel like I'm living in a for real matrix, bro. Like, I'm not joking. Like, every day that goes by, I start to question my existence. Especially, like, y'all, this is why I tell y'all got to hit the like button. Y'all got to hit the like button because these fools got me over here questioning my own reality, dog. Like, I'm like, yo, hold up. Y'all think I fucking played, bro. I'm gonna take this out of here. Let me get my bug back in here. I'm not playing, bro. I'm gonna take this shit off right now. I am not fucking. I'm dead ass serious, dog. These fools got me out here questioning my own goddamn reality, bro. I don't even think this world is real right now, based off the shit that I'm hearing, and the fact that all these people who flock to these channels and validate all of this shit, like, it makes me feel even fucking crazier, dog. I woke up and I woke up in a different universe, a different universe that looked just like this one. All right, but people are idiots. That's what I feel like right now, bro. That's what I feel like, because I like this cannot be real. People can't be going out throughout this world thinking that this behavior is what normal looks like. Like, I'm dead ass, dog. I'm fucking confused. Let's get back to this video. Let's finish this thing up.
Then great. It's literally the same thing as a woman putting on makeup. Or a woman saying, well, you don't want to date a guy who only wants girls who wear makeup, so you shouldn't wear. No, we want girls and people to see our best. It's not beta to acknowledge the fact that resources is high on the list of a woman's requirements for a relationship. If you can't provision for a woman, then women are not going to want to be in a relationship with you. That's not a bad thing, Alex. And I don't think this is bad on you. I think this is just a fundamental difference between me and you. It would appear, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it would appear that you believe that girls love idealistically and that men love opportunistically. No, man, girls love opportunistically. In other words, a woman's love for you is absolutely conditional. My love for my girlfriend is conditional. Her love for me is conditional. If I were to lose my job, she wouldn't leave right away. But if I didn't show the requisite resolve to get back on the horse and get everything back, then she would be out of here. You want to know something? I'm glad she would, because if unconditional love were real, then we'd all be lumps and piles of shit.
Okay, I want to make sure we avoid making strawman arguments, because I am clearly not saying that relationships and love should be unconditional. I'm simply saying that money should not be part of the condition. That is what I'm saying.
You're saying that it shouldn't be. Hold on, you're saying it shouldn't be part of the condition, but Alex, it is.
No, not in my relationship, not in any of the successful relationships I've ever seen. I find it funny.
Now who's using empirical data? So when I talk about my experiences, you have statistics to back that up. But me and all my relationships, money isn't an issue. Alex, what you're describing, and listen, you roll with guys like Tristan Tate, Andrew Tate. Those guys, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass here, those guys are the exception to the rules. He drives a fucking Bugatti and a Lamborghini. Those guys are on a whole other level. But the reason why they are attracted to girls is because of the provisioning potential. And you know what? It's funny. I don't want to get us flagged here, but what it really comes down to, when you really nail it down to our brass tacks, women are gold diggers, men are pedophiles. We want the youngest, hottest girls we can find, and women want the men who make the most money. Obviously.
What? Fuck! Women are gold diggers, men are pedophiles. Hey, I don't know what kind of dudes you're talking about. Hey, don't put me in that category. I'm not a male like y'all. I'm not on that same kind of shit, bro. And I can almost with 100% certainty vouch for the guys that are also in this chat and also ninja watching right now that they're not on that same bullshit. Not all guys are pedophiles, okay? And not all women are gold diggers. Like, what is this, dog? What is this, dog? Like, hey, y'all don't be surprised. Y'all find me in a mental asylum, bro. I'm being there with them fucking suits, right? I'm over here rocking back and forth. Donnie boy, god damn it. You got me losing my mind. Oh, fuck. I wake up with nightmares and shit. I'm flabbergasted. Fucking like, hey, don't lump me in the category of men you talking to, okay? Because we expose predator alphas over here. And if you're a predator alpha, hey, let me know because I'm going to expose you too. Like, we don't play with that shit. You will get exposed, dog. Like, real talk. Like, we don't play with that predator shit, dog. Like, stop. Like, what am I hearing? Fuck, this is the verbiage. I'm not a pedophile, bro. All right? I don't know what kind of men you're hanging out with. You know what? I'm not even. We've criticized some on the show already, okay? I'm not saying that they're pedophiles, but there's some interesting photos that were found on their phones, okay, and without a proper explanation, okay. He said they were in Disneyland, and they weren't in Disneyland. So if you could please come out and clarify that, it'd be great. But you know what? I digress. I really don't care, right? But the fact of the matter is, you hang out with Royal Tomasi, and Royal Tomasi is Donnie Boy's right-hand idiot. So just keep that in mind. I guess all birds of a feather flock together, huh? Really? Oh, okay. Oh,
there are many levels to that. But to suggest that dating women where money is not, to suggest that you should not be dating women who place financial provisioning potential at or near the top of their list, that to me, that's short-sighted. You're teaching men to look for these unicorns, and they don't exist. What you're describing are exceptions to the rule.
Bro, I mean, like, I'm a little flabbergasted that you're thinking that what I'm describing is some kind of exception or that's odd. That is the norm. Like,
let me get this straight. So you're telling me, just want to make sure this is straight. So you're telling me that the norm in relationships is where the woman has no concern about the man's provisioning or his money or his financials. That's what you're telling me?
Well, let's not make strong man arguments.
No. Hold on. Now we got to back it up because now we're going circular logic. I just sat here and talked.
No. You are bringing it back to circular logic so you can try to make a point. Oh my God. South Bay, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. He says, my new course, gas pump game for 5K gas maxing. Hey, gas is going up, baby. Gas is going up. Hey, these high-value men aren't talking about that, right? Because they all can afford gas. But, hey, every day you're not at the pump right now, it's going to go up at least 10 cents. So just keep that in mind. It's already at $4 a gallon here. It's going to be $5 soon. It's going to be $6 soon. Exactly what I said in the last live stream. It will unfold. It will happen. A lot of these dudes, they're teaching you not to be prepared. Y'all sitting there trying to focus on women too damn much. You're not realizing that your future is at stake in the real world right now. Like, I don't understand this. Like, I really don't. But yeah, you better go fill up your pump today because tomorrow it's going to be more expensive than it was today. So just keep that in mind. Shit's not getting cheaper, bro. Shit's getting real.
Last 5 or 10 minutes, you just told me that I'm in a relationship where my girl doesn't care how much money I make. And I'm telling you that that's the exception to the rule. So is that true or not?
Is that exception to the rule? I don't have a direct statistic on it, but it's not uncommon to have a relationship where you're not using your resources as part of the bargain.
Now you're putting words in my mouth. I'm not saying that I'm using my resources as part of the bargain. I'm not going to hide myself to avoid gold diggers. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. I want to drive what I drive. Let me finish, Alex. Let me finish. If a woman happens to notice me, fine. But I think this is the fundamental difference between you and me. I think that you believe that. I just can't believe that you're saying, and maybe this is short-sighted on my part, but you're telling me that the only women that men should date are women who don't care about finances. And if you do date a woman who cares about finances, you're in the beta frame and you're using your resources to attract women. Okay, that's not a beta thing. This is just the way of the world. Just like a woman using her youth and beauty. It's beta to use her resources to attract women. Well, then is it beta for women to use their youth and beauty? By the way, resources and youth and beauty are the two commodities we want from each other the most. Okay, if neither one is getting them, I don't know what sense that makes.
Okay, let me get my point across. Let's just do this one at a time because it's become a mess. What I'm saying, there's a huge league of difference between dressing nice and living in a nice house and hang on, and making resources part of the bargain. Those two things are different. Of course, women like a guy who is successful, a guy who is ambitious, a guy who is doing shit with his life, a guy who has a purpose. Of course, I'm not arguing against that. I'm not advocating that as men, we should just fucking walk around like hobos to completely minimize the chance of gold diggers. What I am saying very clearly is that your resources should not be part of the bargain. That is not a stable relationship, because if those resources go away, then that relationship will end. Furthermore, it is a lot more common than I think you think. I'm a little flabbergasted you think this is like my exception, like my relationship is somehow crazy. It is normal in a good relationship to not use your resources as part of the equation. That is not a stable relationship. Now, you're asking me, what does the woman get? And again, I think this relies on the assumption that you have that a woman needs to get resources from the guy in order to be satisfied in the relationship. That's not true for a lot of women. Some women, yes. Gold diggers, yes. Gold diggers do need to get resources. A lot of normal chicks, which are the chicks that guys want to date, they don't need to get your resource. They don't need to get your money. They just want to have a guy that, treats them well, a guy that fucks them well, a guy that provides them with good experiences. That's it. That is a much more of a stable foundation for a relationship than what you're describing. It's not some weird exception to the rule. That's generally how relationships should be. And if you're advising your clients to say, listen, guys,
I don't have clients.
Okay, whatever your followers, right?
Hey,
your followers,
no.
Okay,
and
guys,
Alex, I wish you pushed him on this, because he sells women these courses, right? How to understand modern women for men, right? How to translate the way modern women speak for men. You sell those courses, and those people who buy are your clients. I'm sure you got a Patreon, you got a Sharp Stream. The people who buy into that are your clients. The reason why he's trying to get away from this is because of guys like us, right? We're exposing these dumbass courses, these programs. So now a lot of these coaches you watch, they're going to start trying to keep their distance, especially when the heat that we got from some of these foods start to come out. They're going to try to keep their distance, and it's already happening. It's already happening. They don't want to claim, hey, whoa. I don't have clients, sir. Okay? I don't have clients. Okay? They're just people that I take money from, and we exchange services, but they're not my clients.
your resources need to be a key part of the agreement, unspoken agreement, the provisioning part. That is incorrect advice.
Okay, well then that's a fundamental difference between you and me. True or false? Most women in relationships with men, the men make more. True or false?
True.
Okay, well there you go. There it is. Women don't date down. They don't marry down. They date up. They fuck up. They marry up. Now, you're right. Now, here's the thing. You say, well, it shouldn't be a part of the equation. Alex, maybe you're right. Maybe a man's ability to provision for a woman shouldn't be part of the equation, but it is. And I don't deal in the what should be. I deal with what is. And for you to suggest that all of the healthy relationships you're in are with women who place absolutely no bearing or no weight on a man's resources and potential, to be honest with you, that's disingenuous. I think you're being willfully ignorant.
No, I've always...
Hey, I snapped, bro. My brain snapped. Hey, a woman that is out there that can love a man for a man, you're being disingenuous for trying to make that argument, Alex. Okay, that's not real. You know that. You and I both know that majority of women want guys for their money. Stop being disingenuous, because that's not true. A woman doesn't actually choose men because, they're the men that they want and they're not that rich. They have to have money. Money has to be a part of the equation. Otherwise, you're being disingenuous. Yo, this guy's mind is gone, bro. I'm starting to legitimately think that, Donovan, you're crazy. I'm legitimately starting to think that now, because those relationships exist. I see that all the time. Like, we'll have conversations with women who are dating guys like that right now. We'll have conversations with them. We already have that set up. We'll have those conversations because they exist. There are women right now, and the vast majority of women here in Wisconsin, right, in Minnesota, and some of these other states, right, not in Miami, not in LA, not in Houston or Atlanta, not in New York. We're talking about everywhere else but those media markets that those type of girls tend to flock to. And those relationships exist. There are women out there right now that outwork their men. I know a woman right now who's a fucking doctor. Her man's a teacher, dog. That man don't be doing shit. Well, I mean, he's a teacher. He does stuff, right? But I don't know, teachers, she makes way more than he does, but she loves him. So does she not care about him anymore? Like, what? When they got together, was it not real? Because they got together while she was in school, right? While she was in med school doing her thing, they got together. Now she's out. She's fully in her career. I'm surprised she hasn't left him yet for another doctor or someone higher than her. Why is she still with that man? She is now a high value woman. She could get any other man she wants, right? Or she at least can leave him and go find a different man, but they're still together, 35 years strong. This guy just said that the woman I just talked to in her relationship, I would be disingenuous if I brought that up. I'm a disingenuous person. Alex is disingenuous for making that argument. That's what this guy is saying. Guys, please get the likes up. My brain broke. My brain broke. I don't know how much longer of this I can take, but please get the likes up. My brain hurts.
I started making money. I've been pretty public on my finances. I only started making money about 2.5 years ago. Most of my life, I was pretty close to broke.
You still got laid, right?
Not only did I get laid, I was in successful relationships. So
why, if they were successful, why aren't you in them now?
There's a whole rabbit hole. There's a variety of reasons, and I can get into that. One, there was one.
No, we'll get to it. You said relationships. You said that relationships where a woman places finances in, I don't know, the top 2 or 3, that's unstable. Most women are in relationships with men who make more than they do. I don't know what argument. I don't know what.
That's a logical fallacy because men on average make a lot more money than women. So it's like saying well,
you ask the average woman, right? You ask the average woman, would you date?
That is, hey, Alex. I gotta give you one for that. I gotta give you one for that because, yeah, in a general sense, most men, if you want to compare general data to general data, they make more than women. I mean, it's one main facts that, you know, feminism tries to beat over the men over the head with, but they lost with, right? And that was, 72 cents on the dollar gender pay gap. Come to find out, wait a minute, it just comes down to choices, not actual, equal pay. Right. That means that if you choose a profession that doesn't pay as well as a profession that does, that's your choice. And then you got to deal with the consequences of that. All right. It's the same thing. So in general, men make more money. So if in general, overall amount of men are making more money than women, by definition, women are going to get with guys who have more money than them or make more money than them. That's literally how that shit works. But in the red pill world, they want you to believe that no. Guys, we're women want to work now. They want to be independent, so we're just as independent as they are. Okay. They So in this world, if she makes more than you, she's gonna leave you, bro. You gotta dominate everything, bro. You gotta control her, man. You gotta make sure she sits at home. If she goes out and out earns you, she's going to leave you, bro. The more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm actually starting to realize that I'm starting to believe that a lot of y'all guys, the reason why your girls are leaving you is probably because they smell the insecurity, bro. I'm not even going to lie. Because even just me pretending to say that, I just got this weird feeling in my back. Like, oh God. That's the bitch crawling up. The bitch crawling up. I gotta slap it down. Oh God, get away from me. But some of y'all dudes, it's so funny how comfortable y'all are just having those words roll off your mouths. And y'all don't feel no kind of cringe when that shit happens. That's weird, man. We all walk around with these weird ideologies, not realizing it's making y'all look stupid and weak. Like it's actually genuinely funny. I find that very funny, right? Sad, but very funny. I'm very shocked.
Or marry, you ask the average woman in her mind's eye, would you marry a man? Would you date a guy who makes less than you? Alex, 9.5 times out of 10, it's going to be no. They're not going to date or marry a guy who makes less than them. Now, should it be that way? I don't know. That's not for me to decide, but that's how it is. And I don't deal with what should be. I deal with what is. I can't really.
I'm not dealing with what possibilities crazy in some kind of meta universe. I'm talking about things that are like actually happening. I think that there's a few things I want to expand on. I think the assumption that, most men make more money than chicks, so therefore.
That's not what I said. I said, that's not even what I said. In most most women will not be in a serious long-term relationship of varying degree with a man who makes less than she does. Those are facts.
Okay, so you said before that, most relationship, the man makes more.
Yes,
therefore,
those are both true.
Yes, therefore, the woman is taking resources to account. That's like me saying most relationships, the woman weighs less than the man. Yes, because women on average weigh less, and men on average make more money.
No. But see, now you've moved the goalpost. regardless of what the statistics say, most women, the vast majority of women, will not date men who make less than they do. So does this mean that the vast majority of women are morally reprehensible because resources are at or near the top of their list? Because if that, by your logic, you're saying, well, most women are just undateable because finances, and why shouldn't finances be a part of a woman's requirement for a man? Women are the weaker, less resourceful sex. Women need protection. We say, oh my God, women are independent. No, women need men. It's inherent. So when a woman decides to, I agree with that. We're definitely better together.
Yeah, we need each other. We definitely need each other. We need each other because together we're stronger. Absolutely. Guys, please get the likes up.
Oh, hell no!
But it doesn't mean that women are fucking weak. Not all of them are weak. It's the ones you deal with. They're weak mentally. A lot of women, believe it or not, you know, would it be surprising to actually believe that a lot of them genuinely didn't like being in the house? If they believed like that was their roles, just like how, you know, how most men feel about their roles now in society, how we genuinely don't feel like it's fair, right? And I agree. And maybe there should be some laws and some things in place. But it's the same thing. Women don't really need protect. I mean, we're in a semi-civilized world. Now we who knows, World War III might break out, which I highly doubt, right? It won't happen. It'll get crazy, but it won't happen. But I would say that women don't need men like that, bro. They don't. Even in wartime right now, guess who's staying back and guess who's getting sent out to camps? They're fine. The men got to stay and fight. So we're better together. I'm so confused, bro. But we can't, like, yo, guys, this kind of dichotomy and this ideology we're going with, where women need us, and you know, men we're a weaker species, and we got to protect them. We got to get out of this fucking age-old, fucking prehistoric type of thinking, bro. Like, oh, men, we're cavemen. We go hunt and gather, and you know, we bring berries back. Okay, that's fine. It's not today anymore. Today, most dudes are bitches. They're not the cavemen of, you know, the old. It sounds good. It sounds like you're coping, right? Because, you know, a lot of the dudes that listen to you, they're just as fat and tall as you, and probably bald, right? Sitting right in that chair watching you. They're not hunting anything down. Matter of fact, some of them can't even hunt down a job. So most dudes out here need to learn how to protect themselves, because we live in a society right now where on a federal level, almost 70% of the people who run in this are men, and laws are still fucked up against us. Maybe it's us needing protection from other men who are in power right now and skewing the law certain ways. Maybe it's us that really needs the protection, because we're not even protecting ourselves. We're looking at the women saying, no, it's you guys. But and I used to be on that grind too. I wouldn't even jack. I used to be on that bullshit too, until I realized that the judges, especially in the family courts, majority of them were men. So the male judges were fucking most guys in divorce courts, in the family courts. Some of those lawyers, attorneys you deal with are men. So men are definitely greasing every aspect of those systems. Now, women are there too, but you're looking at 30 to 40%. Because again, being an attorney, it's one of those stressful jobs that, you know, some of the guys in the manosphere say women, you know, aren't equipped to handle, which, you know, which is a certain level of truth to that, because there was a lot of women to be flooding those streets, right? But the guys who still control our laws are men. We need protection from other men who are power hungry. They just use these women as an excuse to get their policies across. But realistically, it's us. Like, we got to shape up. We got to oust the weaklings from society. Because bad times, strong men got to pop up. And when strong men pop up, we get rid of the people who create those bad times, which leads to good times. But when good times comes, everybody forget where they came from. Everybody forgot their past. Everybody starts acting brand new. And what happens when people start acting brand new is that we start getting lazy on what made us strong, what made us whole. And we start letting these weak guys come in and use the women. That's what they do. They use the women as a form to get power. Look at the guy who got alcohol abolished. It was some weird-ass beta-looking dude who decided to do a bunch of propaganda in the media and convinced a lot of women to rile them up to go ahead and head to the streets and march. It was a man that did that, not a woman. And I used to think it was like women that, came together to organize this. No, it was an actual man. A man who knew that if he went up to that court system or went up to that institution and said, hey, you need to ban alcohol. You need to ban it right now. Most dudes, if you look at him like, you don't get your weak ass out of here, bro.
Oh, hell no.
Ain't nobody banning liquor. Ain't nobody banning bars. We out here. But no, he knew that most strong men wouldn't listen to him because he's a weak ass bitch. So you know what he did? He developed propaganda and marketing to convince the women that men were up to no good at these bars. That men, they get drunk on a mass scale and then come home and beat their wives. Those are the kind of propaganda. And that fear stuff spreads. It spreads. Oh, it's big time it does. And especially, it doesn't spread faster than amongst women. Because women, they care about getting their shit protected and locked down. Their safety has to be guaranteed. But it was a man that did that. Weak men destroy society. So we got to put a stop to them dudes. Just like weak men right now on this platform are destroying the minds of other potential men. It's the fucking cycle that repeats itself. Like, y'all gotta wake up, man. Y'all gotta wake up. Wake up. Y'all are really not thinking about the full story here. Y'all are really walking around here with a half deck. You're walking around thinking with a half deck. You're not. Your faculties are not in order. Like, you need to get that straightened out because men are fucking up your lives right now. Weak men in power that care more about their positions in power than taking care of what's right. They care more about their positions in power than keeping your families in order. They care more about positions in power than making sure that society benefits your children and your families. No, it's all about them in power. The women are just a convenient scapegoat. If you really want to know, listen. If I was a person that wanted to take control of a country, let's just say call me world dominator Duke. All right, call me a world dominator. If I wanted to take over a fucking country, all right, first of all, I'll get a marketing company. I'll get a marketing agency. Absolutely, I'll get something in media. I own a media company. That's the first thing I'll do, right? And then after I do that, knowing that women spend more money just on average versus men, my media company is just going to directly pander to women, right? I'm going to capture the hearts and soul of women. And since women are one of the most active supporters out there, well, guess what? If I want to run a country as a bitch-made man and not going off of my merits, right? But if I want to be sneaky about it, use media to manipulate a whole population of people to get what I need to get across. That's how I would do it if I was a dictator, if I was a world dominator. That's how I would handle shit. Oh, wait. You tell me that shit already exists? And mass media right now, mainstream media is being controlled by oligarchs that are using women to perpetuate stereotypes, using women to perpetuate bad culture? You mean that is happening right now? Oh, God, who would have known? Who would have known? Who would have seen this coming? Open your fucking eyes, idiots. Like, seriously, some of you guys still listen to this stuff. Open your goddamn eyes. It's all a game. Self-made, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. He says, Rolo game, your wife is so cringe. No, oh my God. Don't even get me started on Rolo Tomasi. I still got to do the part 2 live to Rolo Tomasi because that shit's going to be funny as hell. But this guy, Rolo, has been in a marriage for over 25 years. 25 years, people. He's been married. And he's out here preaching message. And he says, and I will never forget this, and I will make you eat these motherfucking words, Rolo. He says that I have the quintessential marriage that most guys in this space would want. But I still would not come out here and encourage guys to get married. That's fine, right? Because of laws and everything. And I just got done talking about why the laws are the way it is right now, right? I just got done talking about that. But you've been married for 25 years. So you're telling me out of those 25 years, you haven't learned any valuable skills to keep that relationship going for as long as you did. You can't have any knowledge to pass on to a young man who maybe has been in a relationship for 1 year. Because you've seen a 1 year relationship. You've seen what a relationship looks like in 2 years. You see what a relationship looks like in 3 years. Hell, you've seen what it looks like after 10 years of being with the person. Hell, you've seen what a relationship looks like after 20 years of being with a person. Fuck! You've seen a relationship after being 25 years with a person. You've seen that. You've had that experience. Why not tell those young men? Why not fill your books up with that? But we out here talking about women as capable of loving a man the way a man needs to be loved. That's his message. You clown.
So when a woman decides to give her body, give the best years of her life, give her body, her exclusive access to her body, that's not a small deal, Alex. That's a big fucking deal. Now, of course, we got a lot of hoes out here where it doesn't really mean that much, even though they try to make you think that it means that much. But women have to get something out of the deal. They have to get something out of the deal. It is their body for your resources. Now, I guess there's some relationships where that's not the case, but the vast majority of the time, this is the unspoken agreement between men or women. So maybe I need to do research because I had no idea that there was a whole.
You need the research.
Absolutely did not have finances because I watched Kevin. I do not know Kevin Samuels.
Because your research he's about to say it's going to come from Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit. I just say maybe I need to do more research. You do need to do more research. Stop watching Fresh and Fit and Kevin Samuels. Stop it. Stop it. Stop watching Fresh and Fit. Stop watching these damn reality TV shows and stop watching Kevin Samuels. And shout out to you, Kevin Samuels. Nothing against you or Fresh and Fit or anything like that, right? Nothing against all y'all. I'm not saying to like cancel y'all or anything like that. I'm just saying if this man is out here spewing this shit and saying he's watching y'all shows, he's making y'all look bad. Unless that's what you guys preach on your shows. Then we have to have a conversation. You need to do your research. You do. Nobody else. You.
For 5 years, I've known Myron Gaines for 4 years. Every single woman they have on their podcast always say, I'm not going to date or marry a man who makes less than I do. And I don't think they're bad people for that. You want to know something?
I'm not talking about people.
Well, okay, all right, fair enough. A woman who will not date a man who makes less than her. You're saying they're not bad people, but you're saying they're undateable. You said you shouldn't date women who have resources at or near the top of their list. That's like saying a man shouldn't really put a woman's looks at or near the top of his list. And you and I both know, Alex, that our attraction to a woman begins and ends with the way they look. Women have their looks, men have their resources. This is what we are exchanging. Whether you want to accept it or not, that's how it is. Women need a return on their investment. They're not just getting into relationships just because.
Okay, so this points out a fundamental difference that you and I have in the way what a relationship is and should be. The way you view a relationship is that the woman is giving the guy access to her body, he's giving her resources or the potential of resources. It relies on the assumption that the man by himself, just answers I get, on average, are largely different. So when Fresh and Fit asks, what is the most important thing a guy can bring to the table? Quite often it is resources. There's a huge selection bias that's going on there. Because
so what are the answers you're getting?
So the answers I'm getting quite often is, I want a guy who treats me well. I want a guy who fucks me well. I want a guy who I can have a good time with.
Mm-hmm. I want a guy who treats me well, fucks me well, and who I can have a good time with, right? And in order to have a good time, you can't be broke, Alex. Like this. Go ahead. I mean, unless you got 12, unless you're 6'4" and you're piping her down, then no, you don't really have to have shit. But you have to bring value to some degree.
Right.
Dude, you sound like QB. You sound like QB right now, dog. Whoa, wow. Wow, I'm shocked. Guys, please get the likes up. I'm shocked. This is crazy. You have to trade your body as a woman for resources. This guy cannot break out of that dynamic. He's stuck there. He is stuck in that mindset of thinking. Wow. Alicia, shout out to you, baby. Thank you for the $20 super sticker. Oh, shit. $50 super sticker. Shout out to you. Let me take this thing off. I'm going to leave that up there. I'm going to leave that right up there. A woman has to give up her body in order for you to get resources. Yo, guys, this is very dangerous. There's a reason why he cannot break out of this mentality, man. And I think this is dangerous. He can't accept the fact that there are women out there that would just care about a man because she's there. This starts to breed a lack of trust amongst the relationships that people try to foster. This is why men and women don't trust each other. This is crazy to me. I can't believe this.
Things outside of your money. That's the thing.
Say it one more time.
That value doesn't need to be your resources. Like you don't. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like the way you see the world is that value
It's
is
a value exchange.
largely tied. No, I agree. There's some element of a value exchange, but the value that the guy is bringing to the girl, assuming he doesn't have a 12-inch cock, is his resources to a large extent. What I'm saying is that value doesn't need to be your resources. And
so then let's take it to the other side. Let's take it to the other side. A man's resources, like I just saw.
I'm gonna put an end to it right there. We need to just pause it right there. Right. So if you gotta have either the dick game, or you gotta have the physicalities, or you have to have the money. Otherwise, the chick's not gonna want to deal with you. That's what this guy is saying. That's exactly what this guy is saying. And if you guys genuinely believe that, that's fine. That's cool. Just understand that you're coming in from a warped worldview of how things work. This is not the real world. These guys are living in fantasy, and they're selling you a pipe dream. You don't have to have these things to have someone like you for you. It's out there. You just got to work on your integrity. Though that money aspect, the finance aspect, the height. That's not. Those are not you. Yeah, they're features of you. You could build those features, or those are naturally features that are born. But that's not you at the end of the day. And that's what the girls really want to bond to at once everything's all said and done with. Who the fuck are you? If a lot of you guys don't know that, how do you expect to keep a woman? Damn, bro, my head hurts. Like anybody else, any of y'all head hurts? Like I feel like I'm just like my head is like just throbbing right now. I'm just shocked, dude. I don't know what else to say. But it's safe to say we understand why he took it down. We understand why he took it down, right? Because that whole live stream, it did not make him look good at all whatsoever. It made him look just as dumb as the ideas that he's spewing. But it's not just his ideas. This is stuff he gets from Rollo Tomasi, his books, Fresh and Fit. This is it right here. I hope y'all are not watching these shows and forming your worldview and opinions about other genders based off what these people are saying. Because if that's it, if that's the way you're gonna go, just keep in mind when Kevin Samuels talks, he's only talking to high value men. You're not in that level. A lot of y'all are great value fronting as high value, but you're not at that level. Y'all some Walmart brand dudes. Don't worry about it. Stay in your lane. When Donnie Boy's talking about this stuff, he's not in your lane. In fact, he's dated and been with women who are the opposite of what he talks about. Rollo Tomasi married for 25 years. What does he know about dating? What does he know? What does a man who's been in a relationship for 25 years know about the dating market today? Bro, I was 3 years old the last time you were in the dating market. You know that? I was 3 years old, bruh. And now you trying to talk to 25 years later, you trying to talk to guys like me on a dating market? You're so fucking out of touch. It's not even funny. But guys listen to Rollo because he gets validation from Fresh and Fit guys, right? These Fresh and Fit boys talk to him. They gas him up. Oh, Rollo Tomasi, shout out to him. Well, you're losing relevance, so who cares? Yo, these guys are not right in the head. These guys are feeding you lies, man. Y'all need to start finding some real world creators fast. Some real ass creators right now. Go ahead and get in their YouTube channels and hit that sub button, right? Because there are other OGs out here that's spilling some stuff that works, right? The red pill, not saying there's anything like, because there are aspects that I agree with it, but you guys can clearly see the bastardization of some of those ideas. You guys see it. And you can see, due to the bastardization of those ideas, you see how easy it is for fringe guys, fringe YouTubers, to come in and basically infect the minds of other people with the exact same mentality and emotional turmoil they're feeling. Donnie boy, you're no longer relevant, bro. Matter of fact, you're so irrelevant. I'm not even using you as on my titles anymore. You're not even on my titles anymore. Even guys like you and Roll Tomasi, you guys are aged out. I was 3 years old the last time this dude was in a dating market, bro. But yeah, he's out here teaching young men on how to date women of today. Like I said, you can have the theoretical knowledge of just watching people and being a people watcher, right? And formulating your own experiences based off what you found out. But realistically, you haven't been out there talking to people for 25 years. Unless you want to tell us something about that podcast, Rolo. Unless it's something you want to tell us, right? What's going on with you and the girls over there, right? Is there something going on down there? Is there some kind of like, you fly me down here, after the podcast, we go party, and maybe after the party, we get loose. If that's the case, if that's how you're exercising your options, I want to know how you're gaming your wife. I want to know. Because for a guy like you can talk about all this different stuff, right? I'm sure if you go out and cheat on your wife because you're a high value guy, she won't see it as cheating. You're just having sex, Rolo, because you perpetuate these ideas. So I want you to be the perfect test rat for it. I want you to go ahead and exercise your options on your girl, which I wouldn't be surprised if you're already doing. I want you to go do that and let me know how that works out. Matter of fact, don't even let me know. Let your audience know how much of a high value man you are by being able to do that and get away with it. Yeah, I want to know. I want to see the outcome of it. Listen, man. Y'all are listening to the blind leading the blind, baby. The blind leading the blind, baby. That's what we're heading into. And it's very sad. It really is. But guys, you already know what this is. Come on now. You know what time it is? Woo! Come on. Get the lights up. Hey, guys, I appreciate you being here right now. You could be anywhere in the world, but you choose to be here with Duke and Don, and we appreciate it. We appreciate the chat. We appreciate the guys who sponsored the show today. We appreciate you guys watching on the after show. We appreciate you guys. We just appreciate every single one of you guys, and thank you. Thank you. And you guys like the show, please do us a huge favor. Hit the like button, hit the sub button, that bell notification to get you notified whenever we go live. With that being said, thank you guys very much.